Good evening, everybody. Hello, welcome to the Losers Club by Beyond Authentic Health. I've just realised. Look how far off centre we are today. Hang on. There we go. That's better. Hang on,
we're all right now.
I know, right? Oh, that was a bit of a Star Trek moment, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There you go. Are you ready? We're going to go that way. We go. Oh, Klingons! There's Klingons on the starboard bow. Starboard bow. Starboard bow. Hang on, they're attacking. We're getting hit by phasers from the front. Oh no! Oh no! And again! Oh!
Lisa fell out of her chair.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yay!
Mr. Rufus, raise shields.
Yes.
I captain.
Yes. Raise drinks.
Magic shields. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Drink. Good evening, Deb's still well. Debbie's well. Hello, my darling. How are you? How is it going with the Manjaro? How are you generally finding it? We've been watching your walks.
Yeah.
I love the fact that the dogs have their glow-in-the-dark
colours cool, yeah.
and their lights, cute. And it's like watching disco lights or something. So you just go,
very cute, and seeing
I know,
them
right?
along when it's a little bit darker outside.
Ed, who is who's one of our friends, but who's also on this stream quite often. He does a thing where he'll take a picture of his dog when he's out walking it and go find the pupper. And normally, like, you can just see an inch of the dog's tail or something. I think Debbie should do that with the doggos when they're in their luminous glowing neck things. Go find the dog and it's completely pitch black except for these two little half glowing up rings. That'd be really funny. Anyway, good evening to you, my love. Right, let's get as always, I need to get the messages up. They should be, if I've done it right, they should be. Oh, well, of course, I've not done it right. Of course, that's just blatantly not right. There we go. Yay. Good evening, everyone. It says Christine Scott. Good evening to you, my darling. That's at a funny angle now, isn't it?
Is it?
Hang on. If I move that, you see. There you go. Slightly better. Good evening to Karen. Good evening to Deb. You missed a couple of weeks. Sorry, you watched on replay. Oh, thank you, my darling. Good evening to Dormouse. You're taking you all for a wonder. Daughter texted, so do not have a coffee ready. Oh my gosh.
How did you cope?
How are you coping? Yeah, how are you coping?
No coffee.
Hello, Lisa, Rufus and everyone. Hello, Audrey, my darling. Hello, Denise. We are all good to go. People are slowly filing in. Let me just, while I'm doing that, let me just change that ratio slightly because, again, live adjustments is what we have to do on the channel when we do live streams. So, as you'll notice, I am in a hoodie because it is a little bit. Well, it's the change of season. And this hoodie is about as thick as Rufus's T-shirt, to be fair.
But also, you now have, as like Lisa is like Lego mad, she now has these in Lego.
I've got the Hocus Pocus house! In Legos, it is a giant house I will be building.
What did I say? Oh, this is exciting. Are you going to get it out of the box and play with it?
No.
No.
I will keep it in the box for about 3 years and then it'll be worth a lot of money and I'll be able to retire.
Are you not going to play with it?
I know. No, I know. I'm going to build it. Of course I am. I just have other things to do that I have to lead up to that. Yeah. I'm going to build it on the other channel because I've got, if you grab those just there, look.
I would twist my neck, but...
Yeah, no, well, that's why you've got to revolve.
All the way round.
That's why you've got to revolve your chair. Anyway, those 3 boxes just there, look, the 3 Lego boxes. So, as you know, I am obsessed with Lego. If you've watched the recent video that we did, the whole video, you would have seen we've got our Slimland club members.
Sit back down.
Yeah, sit back down. So we're putting YouTubers in. I think Debbie's World needs to go in as well, but I wouldn't be able to put all the doggos in.
Well, we have got some other people that are going to be
arriving soon from Legoland, from the Lego company. So these are brick heads. I'm going to build these very soon for Halloween on the other channel.
But they're supposed to look like them on the end. So here's a picture of them, what they're meant to look like there.
Everybody knows what that is. It's Elphaba and Glinda from Wicked. Yeah. And then this was a creator freebie ghosty thing, and then this is also a haunted house thingy as well. So these are all just like little builds, but yeah, I am obsessed with Lego. It is my new mindfulness technique and it is wonderful. I love it so much.
But you're doing all right with it, aren't you? They're slowly collecting things, and then I say, well, if you collect more things, then things that you no longer use,
get rid of.
And
what have I started doing?
doing it.
I know.
Bloody hell!
I know, it's
I thought
amazing.
if I'd have known, I would have done this years ago.
Find something. I said, hook into whatever my current ADHD
Yeah.
obsession is, and then wangle it in your favour and go. If you want to go into that, that's great, but you need to make space with all this other crap that you don't like anymore.
Been up all late at night doing Legos to find things have been moved and tidied and rearranged, and I'm like, oh.
I know, and it means I've got to dust because you don't want the dust on them. But yeah, so these are our current Slimlanders. Slimland is our Lego version of a slimming group, not affiliated with any particular slimming group, but you'll find out why it happens. Well, we've filmed and I've animated and done the first video, and it's about 2 minutes.
What are you holding there?
I've got my phone because I'm obsessed with phones. I never ever go anywhere without my phone. I can't. But
on some occasions it might be a bar of chocolate that some people
other people have. There's all sorts going on. But what it means I can do is we can talk about various things that happen at Slimming World, weight loss groups, Weight Watchers, Fat Club, Fat Fighters,
Whatever
all of
it is
those,
you're
whatever
doing,
groups you
whatever
go
it is.
to, we can do examples of it without getting into trouble from any particular group, if that makes sense. That's why we've done this. And so we've got Bean Feast 57. So Shell. We've got Kimberly down south. Kimberly, she's come straight from work as a bus driver.
Yes.
School bus driver. We've got Luke John in his work outfit. He's come straight from work. We've got Jane Day in the blue, because she's always in blue normally.
I know, we only had grey before, did we? But now she's in blue.
And we've got Byron with Craddock.
Yeah.
Yes. So, yay. And we'll be adding in other YouTubers. I think we definitely need to add Debbie from Debbie's World in.
We do.
And Leanne the fat lass. We're going to add Leanne in as well. So,
well, she's Leanne the not so fat lass.
I know. I wish she'd change her name to Leanne the once was fat lass. Yes.
That's
or something.
Yeah.
Jane Thompson, great to catch you live. So excited. Oh, thank you very much. Alan, good evening to you, my darling. Hope you're both okay. We are actually.
Yeah.
One of the few weeks, in the last few weeks, we are okay. Maz, good evening to you, my love. We've enjoyed your post this week on the Facebook.
Yeah. It's getting bigger on there as well. Our group on there is getting bigger by the day.
It is. Angela Brown, good evening to you. Hope everyone's well. Debs, you might do that very soon. That would be good. Good evening, Lisa. Evening all. When we were kids, we painted my friend's granddad's... Hang on, what? My friend's granddad's chickens...
toes. So they're toenails.
Right, yeah, toes with illuminated paint, so it looked funny when we were dark. But you were told off big time. You just see these things
toenails
around. That would be funny. Triple espresso made and back in bed. It was a tad nippy this morning, but then a beautiful day it has been, isn't it? Oh, thank you. To be fair, the animations are. I set the first pose and the last pose, and AI does the 5 seconds in between. So you know.
I said as well. Last night, normally when I get to a certain time in the evening, I will post in our group on Facebook and get back to people if people have messaged and all of that. And I got in bed last night after 2 days ago I had my physio, and then I just completely passed out last night. I don't know.
Yeah, you were a bit poorly after last yesterday,
I didn't
weren't you?
even get back to my messages last night. So if anyone's messaged me, like I say, I will get back to people.
Debbie did 4 jigsaws, but the 5th has sat on a table for 2 weeks. A little bit. I did move a lot of my jewellery making stuff out of a drawer unit that is now full of Legos. I have to say Lego, by the way, because we are obsessed with Girl World. Girl. How do they say it with an O-R-L?
Oh.
He's got excited by something. Be careful of your neck. Anyway, again, it's not me doing all the animation, but it is fun. You're loving the animation. There's a whole video to come. I've filmed the video bit. We've got to do the voiceover bits now. You just got funky lights for your walker. Wow! Everyone can definitely see you coming down the road. That is very cool. I did have the ones for Crocs that you put in. I put in my Crocs.
This is my first Lego.
This is Rufus's first Lego. It is one that, to be fair, we got one in the haul video.
So this one is my one. It's going to be a bunny. Is it? And you said, was it a llama?
A llama or a seal pup.
A seal. So it turns into 3 different things you can make out of it. So yeah.
Yeah, they are, and it's this is one that we bought one version of this for Jane, didn't we?
Because I'm over 8, and it says you have to be over 8.
No, that's shoe size 8+, I think. But that's fine because you're bigger than that, so that's fine. But yeah. So we got one of those for Jane's Toy Appeal,
And
which
then you found
we
another
linked.
one,
Yeah, and then we did find another one. Hello, all from Orange Beach. Oh, Kimberly, we've got school bus you, working you here. Look, there's working Kimberly just there. With your hair down. We've also got hair up, Kimberly, on the other one.
But
so yeah,
your bus is now at the hospital.
I made the bus at the medical centre, the Slimland Medical Centre.
Yes,
where you go for your Manjaro jabs. Yeah. I know, right? There's a whole world coming. Thank you, Dormouse. Dormouse had the earrings I made on today. So many compliments. They are available if you look for Beyond Authentic on their YouTube.
I said you are very good at making those.
I am. I haven't got those in today. I am wearing It. Pennywise the Clown from It.
You are.
Pennywise the Clown from It. It. Pennywise the Clown from It. Welsh Pam, hi darling, hi, hello, hi Lisa and Rufus. You're very jealous, Kimberly, I know, right? Orange Beach sounds lovely.
I know. We'll come along.
Only watch you for 4 weeks and you're really helping you with Slimming World. Your obsession is cross-stitch and you have them everywhere. Do you know, my friend Neil, who I call my brother, who I've known for over 25 years at this point, he does a horror zine. We both love 80s horror. And one of the other things that Neil is into is anything spooky and macabre. So he's done all sorts of, he's like super intelligent, isn't he, Neil? He's done like, what is it they call them when you go and... People who are medical examiners and they look at bones and they do all the investigation of, oh, this person was snuffed out because you can see because they're vertebrae. Like when we told about your C5, C6 disc.
Oh, you were
went
saying,
and grabbed a medical model of a spine and went, it's this one here and this is what they've done. And
sent me photos.
All of
things,
that, whatever those bone people are, he's done loads of courses in that.
Yeah.
But one of the things he used to do cross-stitch on, I think he still does, is serial killers. Because you think cross-stitch is this really girly, namby-pamby, fairies and flowers and all of this.
It's not.
So he's done, as a bloke, he's done cross-stitch of like what was it called? The Scorpio, the Zodiac Killers, like Message and all these other ones. They're amazing.
Yeah, but he's got loads of like skulls and other things.
Oh yeah, but he's super artistic. And the way he does his art is all like you wouldn't think it was cross-stitch. It's amazing. You look at it and you go, wow. How is that's stitched? It's amazing. Anyway, yes, so cross-stitch is a big thing. Not a radiologist. No, there's another thing. The bone people, when they study the bones and they do the studying of bones.
Oh, yeah, because in your Legos, there's a person there which is just a skeleton standing there.
Yes,
in your
medical examiner.
In the Legos, yeah.
In the medical centre, yeah. Anyway, enough about Lego.
It could be me on the machine, just like... So they're looking at my spine and everything.
I thought you were going to say it could be you because you've lost so much weight.
Yeah, I know, right? That only happens when I turn sideways.
Just a skeleton now. You're just a skeleton. Yes,
only happens when I turn sideways. So you can see me now, so that's why I sit this way.
Yeah. So we've had 15 minutes of waffle, which is what we generally need for people to come in. Now, we're going to do the chat. We're going to do the show, the stream today, a little bit different to how we've done it previously. Pathologist, I think that's the thing. Thank you, Welsh Pam. I think that's what it was. Pathologist, medical examiner, they call them in the States, the ME. But yeah, the pathologist. Yes, you get a pathologist report.
It's all right for the people when you go outside at the minute and it's still lovely and sunny and warm. We're not jealous at all.
No, I know.
No.
Is Neil related to your daughter? That's her alternative side of cross-stitching. She does awesome designs. I don't think so, but that does sound very cool. That does sound very cool, Dormouse. So, what we're going to... CSR, yes, all of that malarkey, all of that stuff. What we're going to do today is, a little bit later on, instead of your topic of the week, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm all right, just about. Just about right.
Instead of Rufus's topic of the week today, we are going to have a bit called... Ask the Losers. We asked on our Facebook group, which is the Losers Club by Beyond Authentic Health. You can join it. Just go over to Facebook and click on that and join that if you want. We asked for some questions that people might want to know about. We want to make the live stream even more interactive. We really want to make it more of a proper group session. Obviously, we're not all in person. It's a bit like when we had... the lockdown era, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's a bit, so we're not all in person, we're not on Zoom or anything. But if you've got any questions about your weight loss plan or weight loss in general, feel free to start thinking about them, putting them into the chat with the word question. And what we'll do is I'll try and go back and find them. I don't know if that's going to be possible, actually. But yeah, put them
We'll
in the
try.
chat tonight. If not, I will put up a post for next Wednesday or whenever, maybe next Tuesday, for you to put them up. No, that's not going to work, is it? I'll have to put up a post after this today for you to put your questions in for next week, or put them on the post on the Facebook group, because I'm going to make sure that's updated.
But I said, but also as well, that we've been thinking that, you know, we do this live once a week, and that possibly it's a long, like, so if you're having a bit of a bad week, or, you know, not, you know, want a little bit of a chat and all of that, that we were thinking that maybe we could have one more day during the week at some point, so that you haven't got to wait so long for our next live.
Yeah.
So maybe to just do like, I don't know, a coffee day, or like we have an hour or so, and just people come on, have a chat, not just weight related and things like that. Just you know, if you're having a bit of a day and want to come on and have a chat with us, you can kind of do that.
Yeah, maybe just do like an hour on a Saturday afternoon or something, where we'll all just sit down with a coffee. We'll be much more chilled, no structure, just a little bit of a, how is everyone doing? We're all losers together. How's everybody's weekend going? Are you ready for Saturday night? Was Friday night bad? Did you get a takeaway? All of that malarkey. But mainly to be, you've got this, we've all got this, we're all in the same boat. Well, we're not. We're all in our own boats on the same ocean. We've got this, you know, let's have a natter. And also to be able to go, oh, guess what I saw? I saw this thing in the shop and it was only this, and I scanned it and it was only this many calories or this many sins. Oh, that's really interesting.
But if you do get any of that stuff, and you are in the loser group on Facebook, post it, because it helps other people.
Yeah, it does. I'm just going to adjust ever so slightly, because again, I think, I don't know why, everything's a bit lopsided today. But yeah, so if you've got any questions, pop them in the live chat, starting with the word question, so we can find them. So we have got some pictures of food today, but instead of it being pictures of just what we have eaten, where have I put it? Where did I put it, Lisa?
What did we eat one day? We had a Slimwell meal, didn't we?
Oh, yeah, so we did. We tried
interesting.
the Slimwell meals from Aldi, and they were generally a bit rubbish.
Our meals, when we cook meals, are a bit better than that. A lot better than that.
They are a lot better.
Yeah.
Why is that over there?
Yeah, so I don't know whether, like I say, we did pop into two of the shops, just to see, in case like another shop had, is it chicken tikka masala?
Yeah.
And to find that they still had the only 3 options that they had there. And maybe it's just because when they get their delivery and it's the first thing that goes off the shelf. But yeah, it wasn't great.
They weren't, were they? Not at all.
They might be £2.69 each, but yeah, they're not good.
It's not worth £2.69. You'd be better off paying the £5 or £4.50 from Slimming World for those meals, to be honest.
Yeah.
They really weren't much cop.
No.
So I'm just trying to find, because I just had this set. I literally got it working just before we hit live, and now it does. Oh no, there it is. Look. So this is this was somebody's meal from in the week. Is it going to tell me who? Let me just go back onto that. No, of course it's not going to tell me who. So do I need to go back into the Losers Club? I'll tell you what, I think now if I put that right, so you can see exactly what I'm looking at. So here we go then. So this is where we've got to be careful not to dox dox ourselves, not
I said where they had the new thing from Olio as well, weren't there, as well?
So this is one of the meals that we did this week,
which was the turkey pizzas.
This was turkey pizza. Let me just check that you can actually see that okay. Yeah, just about. Turkey pizza. So this was, do you want to explain what that was, Rufus? Hi,
so
Janet Heason.
Turkey steaks. I put them in a bag, battened them out, to flatten them as much as possible. Made my own tomato marinara sauce, like what you put on top of pizzas. Put that on top we had Eat Lean cheese on it, and we had like peppers, onions, mushrooms, what else? And a little bit of cottage cheese on there as well. Baked them. Really, really tasty. We put it with baked potatoes. They sweet potatoes we had with.
Yeah. One of the other things from this week, you had
I
your...
think it was sardine. I was pilchards. I think that was pilchards.
So do you want to explain what this sort of snack is?
It's cucumber. So basically, I'll just slice a chunk of cucumber, cut it down the middle, take the seeds, scrape the middle out. So I'm scraping the seeds out so that I can just put my fish on top. Sometimes, if it's like, I don't know, some salmon or something else, I'll put a tiny little bit of primula down the middle, a little squeeze of that. And it's all speed. So it's all like, all on plan, all speed. So when you have snacks, if you're thinking about getting more protein and stuff like that in, and go for your speed choices of food, and basically all it is, it's having the lower calorie choices. Obviously, you can have slightly more in volume of those things, and it will help you, like say, moving forward, it'll help you with your losses.
It will.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. Other food this week we wanted to point out from other people. This was a lovely. This is from Kylie Osborne.
That
And
did look nice, didn't it?
yeah, this looked really, really, really tasty. Prawn Rogan Josh.
She's our second chef now.
She is. Prawn Rogan Josh. We looked at that and it was just like, oh my God, that looks delicious. It really, really, really did look yummy. Lots of speed veg on that.
Nice.
Which is one of our tricks, isn't it? Look,
It is.
speed veg, and there are, it looks like a couple of falafel balls or something there. Really tasty. Peas in the rice to help it fill out with a bit more speed food, a bit more free food.
Garlic bread, was it?
Homemade garlic bread, I think, on the side, yeah, from a healthy
like
extra B. Really, 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 really good.
See, that's something that I would eat, that.
Yeah. So that is rice cakes,
cakes.
salmon, and cottage cheese, sriracha mayo, and a bit of tomato on the top.
Very
that looks
nice.
so nice, doesn't it? Really, really, really tasty. Kylie posts some really
Very
lovely
nice.
photos. Kimberly was talking about resistant starch on the group this week as well. Thank you very much for reminding me that was the word.
That's it, yeah.
Kylie also did a risotto bolognese, which was healthy extra A and fibre, Parmesan cheese and homemade garlic bread. The Parmesan cheese was 30 grams for the healthy extra A. That also looked really delicious this week. So again, there's been some amazing food. Leftover bolognese with salad. Look at all the speed food. This is what we love to see.
As
isn't
well,
it?
if there's any recipes that you've done and they're your recipe and you want to post it on the page and just, show people what went into it, then like I say, other people can have a go as well then, can't they?
Absolutely. Chicken tortilla soup that Kylie made. Again, Kylie's been posting some amazing meal plans on there. And then I think, do we not post anymore? Oh yeah, look, this was Maz. Maz has done an amazing thing. Look, corned beef quiche, svarg, and frozen pineapple.
Yeah.
That sounds...
But I think, like I say, if you use corned beef and you put it in things like that, you can get, if you just get the regular corned beef, you can get the lean one now, which is half the calories of the just the regular corned beef.
But then look, she's a girl after my own heart. Pea and ham soup. Oh, soup maker's coming out this week. It's soup maker season. Pea and ham soup, delicious. And
you can have your soup in 20 minutes if you've got a soup maker.
Look,
21 minutes, isn't it?
Look at the plate full of speed.
I know.
Oh my God, it's so good. It's so...
But I said, when you see some of the pictures on here, to some of the ones that I've seen, like ones from our groups and other stuff as well, like I say, the more speed and stuff like that you have on your plate, the better. Sometimes I do see photos of people's food and there's just very little of speed or vegetables on the plate. And I think by having more volume of those things, you're going to be fuller for longer, and it's going to help your weight losses. Absolutely.
Kylie then did a herby chicken stew.
That did look nice.
Stew season. We are back. No, that's a bread roll, I think.
No, that's
that's cauliflower.
A dumpling.
Oh no, it's a dumpling.
Yes.
I didn't see that. I thought that was a floret of cauliflower. I didn't read the thing properly because my eye's still not 100%.
But yeah, it's a
Oh
dumpling.
my God.
It's a dumpling, dear.
Oh, wow.
Stop dribbling.
I know. I could drool at that. I really could. Oh my God. Dumplings.
I know.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. And then this was Julie Cacciatolo. Look at this. Look at that. Doesn't that look? Forget Slimming World or Weight Watchers or calorie counting. Does that not look like the most amazing plate of? Oh, I could eat that. It's so winter.
It does look nice.
But then
It does look like comfort food.
It does, and then there's lots of cucumber on it, lots of other bits and pieces on it.
As well.
Oh my gosh, that looks amazing! It really, really does. So lots and lots of super healthy
tasty
food that people have been posting this week. So again, thank you to everybody for taking the time out and posting on our Facebook group. It really does keep everybody going. I now want to make several of those things. Prawn Rogan Josh. Would never have considered it a thing.
But I think...
Haven't we got prawns in the freezer?
We have, but I could be wrong. That I think is that you can get that recipe. Is it at Iceland as well? Prawn Rogan Josh. Is that one of theirs? That might be.
No, I would have had it. Because there'd be no pasta in a Rogan Josh, so I would have had it. If it was available as a Slimming World meal, I would have had it.
Or is it one that's
Might be a
one
recipe.
with pasta in it at Slimming World?
I don't know.
At Iceland.
I don't know. I don't know about the pasta ones. If it had been a recipe, it could be a Slimming World book recipe, but yeah. So yes, there we go. That is some of the amazing food that people have shared this week on the Facebook page. So thank you ever so much to everybody. That has been amazing.
Now we've got to wait till dinner now.
We do have to wait till dinner. We absolutely do. A new Lego idea, the chef's table. So many good looking meals there. I wish we could. Yes, sorry, everybody. We want to say hello to Jane Day, the Empress. We need a...
Yes.
There we go. Yeah, that one. And again. I love the fact that... So, a little bit behind the scenes spoiler. On the video where we talk about, on the whole video, we say about Jane and then all the little characters bow. That wasn't supposed to happen. No. The AI prompt for that was, can you get the character in black to look down at the scales and then look back up? That was the prompt. So if you look at that picture, there's somebody stood on the scales. They were supposed to go as if they've lost weight. And instead,
they did.
A random character, no idea who it is, ran in from the back as the entire minifigs that are already in existence all bowed. So everybody bowed their heads. And then this one random thing,
ran the front.
A completely computer AI generated character ran in from outside and ran to the main group. No idea why. No idea
who they
why.
are.
Or who, or what. But AI thinks that person, maybe that is the minifig, the signature fig of the AI robot. Yeah, maybe. Prawn Alfredo, which is that healthy extra A choice. There you go, you see. All that in your tummy. I know, right, Kimberly? Can we take over the Slimming World kitchen? Do you know what? We would love to. Yeah, I also agree. I would like a portion of all of that. Yeah, see, I can't have the Alfredo because it's got pasta. That's what you're thinking of, is the prawn Alfredo. But we need a prawn Rogan Josh. We do. Kylie needs to put the recipe.
But I said, I don't know if other groups at the moment. So if you, like, say, if you do go to a Slimming World group, at the moment at our group, they've put all of the cookbooks down to £2. No, just under £3.
No, they're not. Really. That is from. That's not. That's. I told you, it's not.
Old book.
No, that is because they are from our old consultant, who now is no longer doing consultancy.
No more,
She's now doing other things higher up in the company, and it's her stock of cookbooks that she's selling off.
And then we've just bought a countdown.
We have. I was about to say that. Yeah, we have just bought countdowns each. So there'll be 6 more cookbooks coming our way because they've got a bundle at the moment on Slimming World.
But
if you buy a 12-week or 6-week countdown, there's one we haven't got, which is the superheroes one, the big soup cookbook. But the other 5 we are going to give away to people on the channel, and perhaps even in a live stream coming up. And I've got to say, we're now 90 subscribers away from 2,500. So our big planned giveaway we are now within 100. We're literally 92 people, I think it is, away from that. So if you've got anybody, what is it that Kay's Cooking says? If you haven't subscribed, or you want someone else to subscribe, or friends to get them subscribed, and get your friends to get everyone to subscribe.
Yeah.
So yay, do that. That would be great. Kimberly down south says, "Hey Jane, out in the Janeiverse." I know, right? She is. My phone is next to me. Jane. Yeah, sorry. My phone is next to me, Jane. So if you do want to send a message, I do have it available. Oh, she says, "See you at the club." Yeah, you go. You see, she's probably watching. Best behaviour. Best behaviour. I know the Empress is with us. So then this would normally be where we do your topic of the week.
It would.
But we really wanted to make things a lot more interactive on our channel and certainly on the live streams. So we did ask this week if there were any questions. So if people do have any Slimming World questions, do please pop them in the chat now. If there's anything you want, Slimming World, weight loss questions, do pop them in the chat. We've got a few to start with. So this is the segment that we're going to call Ask the Losers. So let me just bring that page up on screen. There we go. Oh, hang on. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger, much more biggerist.
Yeah.
And there we go. So
much biggerist.
Much more biggerist. The biggerist it can be. The most biggerist of biggerists. So here we go. So this is the Ask the Losers segment. This is the first bit we're going to try. We have had a brief look at these just to be fully upfront. So they're not completely blindsiding us, but let's have a look at what the questions are. So then, Luke John asked the question, instead of daily swips or sins, should Slimming World change it to a weekly tally? Therefore, members can enjoy an evening meal with family or attend an occasion without feeling the pressure of doing wrong. A 70 sin day on a Friday shouldn't mean the rest of the week can still be 15 sins, etc. What do you think about that? What do you think in the chat? Do you think that should be an option, that you can vary the number of sins you have a day as long as you're within the sort of weekly allowance?
I think, like I say, if you look at things like Weight Watchers, what they would do is you would have your daily points, and then you would also have an extra amount of points that you could use at any point during that week if you wanted to. So, like I say, you don't have to, but you had that choice.
So you had daily ones and
you had daily ones, and then you would also get an extra amount of points that you can use, like I say, if you want to use them or not.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
But I think a lot of
people... So what's the point of having a daily allowance then?
Yeah, but a lot of people on, like say, on Slimming World, people, whether they say about it in group, often will go, right, well, I'm going out on that night. I don't know, the sins I might have in my meal, and I'm just going to go, right, I'm just going to pause my plan for one evening. But a few days before that, I'm going to cut back my sins and have minimal sins as I can, so that there's less damage if they have a slight gain from that one evening out. And anybody can do that. You don't have to, have the same amount of sins every day. If you want to go, if you're someone 18 stone or below and you're female, then they say to have between 5 to 15 sins a day. So it's entirely up to you how many you have. Like I say, I normally just stick to about 10. So
I Maz has put here, look, they did do that years ago. You could save your sins for a heavier day. Jane says, Slimming World used to allow us to carry sins over. Yeah. They stopped it because it didn't work. Yeah.
Because people would then have too much, and then the next day they would as if be going without the next day or maybe the day after that, and then you'd slip up and then mess up for that week because of it, I think.
I think that's right. And I think there's also that thing of some consultants still talk about the idea of flexi sins, where you kind of keep a track on them. But it's a really weird thing, because when they talk about it, what they say is, I wish we had the little Marjorie Slimland figure now, because what they say is flexi sin. So count the number of sins you're having, make sure you count them and you're aware of them so that you keep a track. some consultants have said, and then during the week, pull it back by that extra amount. Other consultants have said that will keep you on track and accountable, and then the next day get back to your 5 to 15. So I don't know whether that is kind of hangover from the old days of save your sins up for a big event. I don't really know. All I know is that for me, if I were to do that, it would, I could very easily massively overeat, if that makes sense.
And that's why, like I say, that's one of the reasons they say that you should have your sins. You know, whether you use them all that day or you have a few extra the next day, that's up to you. But if you just go, right, well, they say I can use my sins if I want. They say I can have my healthy extras if I want, but if I don't want it, I don't have to have those either. So it's entirely up to you. Like I say, the less of the things that you have doesn't mean you're going to get a better weight loss.
No, absolutely
that's the
not.
thing.
Absolutely not. So yeah, I again personally, I think it all depends on why we're doing this plan.
Yeah.
Personally, I have a food addiction. I struggle with that to this day. I mean, it is amazing that I've got a tub of sweets in the kitchen I haven't even looked at, because
Halloween
sweets. There's lots of lollies and chocolate and all sorts in there. You said the other day, you said, oh, you probably wouldn't want that, there's no chocolate in there. And I went, yes there is. There's loads of the little fun sized bar things. I know exactly what's there. I just no longer can risk eating it.
No.
I had the second laser bout on my eye last week. My vision is still not back to normal, may never go back to normal, because he said that's why some people choose not to have it done. Oh no, it's not painful or anything, but I'm not going to risk losing a foot or losing my eyesight for 10 seconds with some candy. I'm not going to do it. There's just
it's all
no
sugar,
point.
so,
No point. So because of that, my why steps in. But I go to a slimming club. I do that. I keep myself accountable. I try and go every week. I'm following a plan to help me control what I eat, and so that I don't have that wiggle room of, well, I can have this and that will, or if I have that, I can have a little bit extra, I can have a little bit of this. That's why I don't like it. If I've had a naughty week where I know I've overeaten on something, I don't like getting on the scales and going, oh, I still lost half a pound, or oh, I only gained half a pound, I got away with that. Can't stand that. That really frightens me, because then the following week or 3 weeks down the line, if I'm having a rough week, I would go, oh, I got away with it last time. Let's push it a little bit further. Let's push. Last time I only had a slice of pizza. Let's see if I eat the whole pizza plus the garlic bread and the chips and the kebab and then I'm back eating doing those habits. So for me, that idea of I've got an event coming up, we'll stretch and work on that daily amount and extend it. That doesn't work for me. I will say, previously on plan, if I had eaten more sugary snacks at night time when I was still having a problem with that food, then I would go, right, for the rest of the week I'm going to pull it right back. I'm going to have no more than 2 sins a week. It was really difficult, wasn't it? It was really, really difficult.
I said, even me, I found that times, I don't know how I managed it before. I used to only have 5 sins every day, and when I did that, compared to having 10 or over 10 sins a day, I lose just the same now as when I was only having 5 sins. So, but even then I felt really restricted as to what, and I was doing it for quite a while.
Yeah. So Alan says, if it works, then why not? Anything to get to target. Exactly. Maz says they did that many years ago. Yeah, thank you, Maz. We put your comment there as well. Suzanne Devlin says, hi, I have damaged vertebrae T8, 9 and 10. Also a spinal infection which hasn't improved. Sorry to hear that, my darling. You're currently paralysed but trying to be healthier. My God, you've got so much going on, my love. Yeah. Just, do the best thing you can by your body at the moment. Eat as much healthy food. The more we nourish our bodies, the better equipped they are to deal with damage and to deal with all of those health issues and things that we go through. So just do your very best, and also don't deprive yourself. So the thing I like about Slimming World is that we can sin. What did you used to have? The custard tarts.
Yeah, I used to have them. You like say you can buy them in a 4-pack or a 2-pack, but one of them, one custard tart, which is what not even a few mouthfuls, is 11 sins.
Yeah.
It was like,
So if you wanted that, you could have that within your 15 sins. We sometimes get the ice cream from Lidl.
oh yeah,
It's like
Well, we had to
Halo,
have
but
half
their own
each, didn't we?
version. Half a pot of it. So a full pot is 15 sins. So half a pot is 7.5 sins.
Yeah.
You're allowed 15.
It's really
that
nice, though.
for me, I mean, it's a lot of dairy for me. Makes me poorly the next day. But that I can get behind. That little
Yeah.
a little tub of ice cream with some berries or some fruit or something. That for me feels like an indulgence these days because I don't have any sort of sugar at all. So that's a lot for
But
me.
I said for you as well. And the thing is, if you are, someone that has to watch your sugar, if you then look at the ice creams that, don't have any sugar or very little sugar in, so you're dairy free and all of those things, you look at those ones and there's tons of fat and other stuff in them.
Yeah, there is. Because if it's dairy free, the vegans will know this.
Yeah,
a lot of
there's loads
vegan
of fat
food to
in it.
make it palatable to the mass market, they take the dairy out,
Yeah,
which
that's
removes
it.
the fat, and they take any other animal fats out.
Should add
but
some
then
more to it.
they have to add in something else to make it taste like something. So they will normally add in sugar or
So you no longer
extra fat
can
coconut
have
milk, things like that.
So looking at ice cream now, because of the sugar, and then obviously take the sugar out of that, but add fat, or you have the one with sugar in and with dairy that upsets your system. So we do very rarely do ice cream now.
No. Janet says you've got the Weight Watchers app on your phone. You never took it off. You can have weekly and daily. The weeklies go up to over 20 and you can interact them together. That's weird. Lisa, question. Okay, my darling, hang on one second. Let's get that one off. No, not that one. Let me get the other one off screen. There we go. So, question. Your hubby has to have a high-calorie diet due to his motor neuron disease. Have you any ideas on what you can cook for you on plan and then add calories to for him so you're only cooking one meal? My first reaction would be anything that you can add cheese to. Because cheese, obviously, for slimming welders is a big issue. So you could cook something that for you use the Eat Lean cheese, the 70% or 90% less cheese, or other brands do exist. So you could have one of those. This is not resizing, never mind. So you could have a meal where you put a little bit of your cheese on. Say if you're baking a lasagna, right? You could put your cheese on one side and then his cheese on the other, sprinkle some extra cheese on at the end, or you could do 2 little lasagnas with a different sauce, yours being Slimming Well based, his being creamy based or whatever, to add extra fat in. Obviously you've got things like if you're cooking any kind of meat, you leave the fat on for him, take the fat off for you. So if you're cooking something in a frying pan, cook yours first, bit of fry light, take the fat off. So a piece of bacon or something.
Because it is anything that's got fat in it is going to be a lot of calories.
So instead of buying the bacon medallions, buy the normal bacon rashers, take the fatty bit off, cook your medallions, the fatty bit put in with your husband's, and cook the bacon that way. Same thing if you're doing a Slimming Well cooked breakfast. Yeah. Slimming Well sausages for you, normal sausages for your husband. That sort of thing. Those swap outs are low effort. So you're not having to cook a whole separate meal. It means you're still doing the plan for you. It's just when you go to the freezer, instead of getting a packet of 6 sausages out or 4 sausages out, whatever you're doing, you go 2 from this bag, 2 from that bag.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's slightly more hassle, but that way you're doing those adaptations.
And even things like boiled eggs and stuff like that. I said you can pop those in, or like say cook those, and they don't take long to cook as well to add to meals. Or just like if you're able to have snacks and other bits during the day, like say you can have boiled eggs and other little snacks in the fridge ready to kind of like have just, was each one is like, is it 100 and something calories?
But also you could have a boiled egg and he could have a Scotch egg.
Yeah.
If you've got to keep his calorie level up. So lots of things like that you can swap out. Even something as daft as having a hot chocolate at night. You have your options, white hot chocolate or normal. And he has the full fat one with the extra sugar and everything else. Yeah. And even things like that, you could put some squirty cream on top.
That's it.
So for him, you know what I mean? It's different. You've got things like, I know there's a whole thing with avocados coming in. Avocado does have
Lots of
healthy fats in, so you could always give him some avocado chopped into a salad. Again, oils.
I said even things like cereals and adding some nuts to your cereals and stuff like that.
There's lots of things that you can do. Basically, if you think about all the things that we take out of our diet while we're doing our plans, whatever those plans are, it's a case of putting those back in, but thinking about it in a different way. So the reason we buy normal rashers of bacon, unless it's something where you're thinking, well, the dogs have got this, we'll just have the medallions. On normally, if they're reduced, we pick up the medallions. But otherwise, we get normal rashers of bacon. We cut the fat off. The dogs eat all of that. Yeah. They love that. They know if we're cooking bacon. Generally, there's the off-cut bits, the fat, and then the little nubbly bits at the end with the meat on. That is for them. They know that.
I know, so they're happy that we're on plan.
Yeah, once the bacon starts cooking, they're like, that's for us. So you just, the bits that you would cut off and throw or cut off and leave or give to the animals, you give to your husband. Not I'm saying your husband's an animal, but yeah. So thank you very much for the question, because I do think that's a really interesting one. Dormouse says, I think many folk do that slightly flexible option sometimes. Yeah. However, you need your sins daily to enhance meals. And so you prefer a more balanced week. Yeah, absolutely.
I said
I
can, but I think you can, have all your sins one day, or what you set yourself for that day. You have that amount of sins, and then, sometimes even I've done it myself, gone a couple over or so of my sins, and then gone the next day, right?
Have you?
And then the next day you go,
have
I'm
you?
Saying in the past,
you have a bad experience
in
to all
past
of the viewers.
And then,
the
next day you go, right, well, I've got to then cut back a few sins.
I am taking your SWIP points off you.
This is not now, but before. And then I would then the next day go, right, well, I've got to cut back a few sins, and then you don't really want to. So it's sometimes that's why now I just set my sins, what I've worked out for myself, and go, right, I'm going to stick for that. If I have a bit of sauce on my dinner and I've stuck to 10 sins and I've got a little bit of wiggle room for a bit of sauce or whatever on my dinner, then all good. But yeah, in the past I would have, done that a little bit. You.
But
yeah, it
no
don't.
Slops.
No swips, no
slops.
sips or slops. Yeah, no.
Slimlander optional points. Slops. Yeah, no slops for you.
Or swips.
If they're going to call it swips, I can call it slops. Slops. That's what they are. Sins, points, whatever. Slops. How many slops is that?
Oh, I only have you 10
had your slops today?
Now.
Yeah.
No slurps.
I do agree. Maz says, years ago, we used to say at the beginning of the week, we have 105 sins and count down in the week. Somebody said that recently at one of our groups. I say recently, within the last couple of months. Yeah. Somebody says they do it on a weekly basis. Not sure how I feel about that. Again, for me, that doesn't work, but they do say that. How about cooking a base of curry that's on plan for you, but divide at the end of cooking and add cream? Yeah, exactly. That's a really good idea.
Have you had your slops today?
Have you had your slops? Exactly. Linda's, we've had someone else ask to join the doodah. Yeah.
Ooh.
You do your best with limitations. If I ate all your sins early in the week, you'd probably go over later in the week. Exactly, when you want something else with sins in. That's the problem. Where do we buy
But a lot of us are food addicts. That's the point. Yeah. And if we do that, then...
Hello, my name is Lisa. I am addicted to food.
Are you going to draw those slops back?
Yeah.
Are you going to draw your slops back next week?
No. Are you going to pull it back?
Are you
This is the thing. If I was to do it that way round, I would probably be using 2026's sin points now, if that makes sense, because I would go over 1 week and then use the following weeks, and then go over that week and use the following weeks,
and then before you realise it,
each week I'm using a month's worth of sins. So before you know it,
it's never enough, is it?
No.
So
I've used a month's worth of slops every week. So 4 weeks. I'm now into end of January slops. But before you know it, where are we going to end up?
But this is like say, our first experience when we started going to Slimming World. We would do our snack bag and go, we can have 15 sins. So we would have our 15 sins, and then
not have anything else.
We'd never measure things like the sweeteners or sauces and things.
Hang on. There we go. Yeah, it's back on. Sorry, that was my fault because I moved it. But yeah, go on. What were you saying?
So I was saying, I don't know if anyone, like I say, who's been doing Slimming World a long time, they used to do couscous cake. It was like a lemon drizzle couscous cake. And because you're not using it as it's intended, there would have been sins in it. And they're like, oh no. But people used to make that quite a lot and just be like, I'll eat that instead of having a cake. But obviously, if you ate too much of it, then obviously there's a lot of calories. So,
and what I was saying about is tweaks. The plan works if you work it, it won't if you don't, to quote the Empress. However, we can tweak, like use mashed potato for the fish cakes to coat a fish cake in. That makes sense to me. That's a tweak that I know Slimming World don't like it, but that's a tweak that makes sense. I can get behind that. But tweaking the number of sins, saying I'm going to have 45 sins one day and then pull it back the rest of the week, to me that's really unhealthy, because I know, what if in 3 days time I really want to go out and eat a dinner and include something that is 10 sins? Or if we want say if I allow myself 5 sins for the day for the rest of the week, right? So yesterday I've had my 50 sin bonus day, and the rest of the week I'm only allowed 5. Well, for me, one day, if I've got 4 days left till weigh-in, one day you can guarantee I am going to want to have either 2 beetroot burgers, or a beetroot burger and a Moroccan burger, or something that's 2 or 3 sins. Yeah. Generally, if I have that, I might have a little bit of garlic sauce or something, which is a sin. I will definitely want to have 2 or 3 sins worth, maybe 4 sins worth of Options hot chocolate in my yogurt, because I enjoy that every night. So therefore, that day, I'm at 7 sins.
We bought
8
stocks
sins.
in it, so now we have
a little bit,
mountains of it.
Yeah, but for me, what that would mean is, I would say that day, oh, well, I haven't pulled back my 10 sins, but I did pull back 8 of them, or 6 of them, or 5 of them. At that point, I'm losing count. The whole thing goes up the wall. So I do think you've got to make the plan work for you, and accept if you are going to, shift here and there in terms of your number of sins or slops or swips. You do need to be very mindful that that's going to have an impact. So yeah, right. More. Sorry, what you were going to say something?
No, all I was going to say is, like I say, now being on plan, we don't eat a lot of bread. No. But a while ago, we bought for you some gluten-free bread, and you had some that you weren't going to use. And it would have just been wasted. So all I did is I dried it out. You can either dry it out in the air fryer or in the oven, put it on low in the oven, dry it out, and then I just put two slices of yours in a bag, and then literally you can either just break it up with something, or put it in a food processor, and we just use that for coatings for food.
That instead of breadcrumbs.
Yep,
well, it is breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
Right, so Luke John also said, should Slimming World adopt a more educational approach and make the plan more adaptable to the individual needs, rather than a blanket approach that ends up being more social than active? That is a very, very interesting question that has a lot of different answers. So what do you think? Should Slimming World adapt a more educational approach?
I do think that they should, but I don't think that they ever would, because if they gave you all the answers to everything, you'd do the plan for a while, figure it all out, and then you wouldn't need them anymore, and then you're not going to go back and not going to keep paying them money.
Yep.
So that is the plan. That's the reason why they don't say in the book, in your handbook, if you're going to have rice or pasta, only have this amount if it's either dry, that way, or cooked and a certain amount, because they're not telling you all the answers. You've just got to figure it all out and have the right quantities and work it out yourself. And people do really, really well for quite a while, and then they find that they're not having losses every week, and then that's why sometimes all of a sudden we get used to seeing the same faces for a while. There's quite a few that we see all the time at our group, but then all of a sudden some people, you'll see them fall off plan. They don't come for quite maybe, I don't know, 2 months, and then they've come back and they're like, oh, I've rejoined now.
Yeah.
Because the plan is made to make you come back.
Well, the plan is let's be honest. Let's be totally upfront, right? We are all adults here. I am going to hit you with some truth bombs right now. Are you ready? Slimming World are not doing this for the benefit of you, me, or anybody else. They are doing this for the benefit of their consultants and the people at head office in the big sparkly white tower.
Yeah.
That is who they are working for, and investors if it's a private company. I'm not sure how that works. That's who they're doing this for. We are their product, right? That is why they want target members to go to group, because they are proof that the plan works. You don't get anything for being a target member. You just get to go for free. You don't get any of the discounts, any books, any added anything. But hang on. But this is why the plan is set up in a certain way. They don't give you all the nutritional information because some people won't understand it. Let's talk in generalities. People generally have issues with food. We know this food is good for us. We know an apple a day keeps the doctor away. All of that. We know all of this from children. But we still eat it anyway because there is a mass market of billions of dollars with the food industry selling us food that is addictive. So we know what we should eat and we still eat this. There are a lot of reasons for that, emotional, intellectual, all sorts, financial reasons. So that is a thing, isn't it? That is a thing. Slimming World come into the business and they work on this idea of we will teach you a plan that enables you to eat a lot of food, but we won't tell you the calorie content, the nutritional content, the protein, how this is worked out. We won't do that. What we'll do is say, this food is unlimited, this food is speed. We've got a lovely little nicknames for everything. And they do it in a way that, yes, it's easy to understand, but it keeps you on their plan. If they educated us in proper nutritional rules and taught us psychological techniques to undo the years of damage that food noise has caused, we wouldn't keep to plan. If this was an NHS or government-led, whatever, but if this was a company that genuinely wanted to do the best for people, to encourage people to healthy eating habits, they would have drop-in centres that are open all the time. There'd be paid counsellors, trained counsellors that are there to deal with underlying issues, trauma issues, PTSD issues, abuse issues, all of these things that people go through to then have food as the answer, whether that is because you were the victim of a very, very words that YouTube doesn't like, triggering words, and you overeat as a reaction to that, or whether you do it because you've got childhood issues there or abandonment issues, whatever it is. There's lots of reasons we overeat. Some people overeat because they like it. I like the feeling of being full and eating food.
But I said another thing as well is, like, if you imagine yourself going to the supermarket, when you get to the till point, what do you see at the till point? You see like racks with like sweets and chocolate and stuff just before you get to pay. So you're like, oh, I'll grab one of those, or I'll grab, just before you, and put it on the till point. Oh, they've sold more products to you. Yep. Same when you go to group. If you're someone that goes to one of the Slimming World groups, you go along and they've got your monthly magazine there. Obviously, you get a discount on that if you buy it at the Slimming World group.
Just $2.95.
And then there's all these hi-fi bars, and when you look at the information on the back, it does say that these are 20% sugar. So I know myself, and with doing the plan for quite a few times, that if I eat those things that have already got added sugar in, I eat at the moment very little added sugars in my diet. But if you have those added sugars, it then gives you a sugar spike. So you've got a spike when you're like, oh, I really enjoyed that, and you keep going back and buying more of them. But then you'll find that times where you'll be doing the plan, and then that sugar makes you actually feel hungry. So where you take away the added sugars out of your diet, I find that I don't feel hungry.
Nope.
And by you buying these bars, you're going to keep going back and buying these bars because they say, oh, these are better than Mars bars.
They are healthy.
Yeah, healthy, but they're okay, but they're not as good as you having All Bran or something else for your cereal instead of having the two hi-fi bars.
But you can have 2 of the 22% sugar bars because they are healthy, because it even says so as your healthy extra B. It's healthy. It's not for me as a diabetic.
So,
not for me as a diabetic. That 20% sugar, really damaging to me as a diabetic.
Yep.
Also really damaging to me as a food addict.
Yep.
Therefore, I'm never going to eat them again.
So
no matter what flavour they could come out with, coffee, rum and raisin, all these flavours, I wouldn't go near them.
Yep. But so, like I say, 100% I would say to just avoid those things because they are really not there to help you.
Mm-hmm.
They're there to attract you and go, oh, these are, I can have these, I can take them to work and I can have those too, instead of having bread or instead of having a cereal or instead, you know, and that's great if you want to do that. And we did that to start with, but now
A lot.
we've educated ourselves on all of these things and to find that those were the things that were tripping us up some of the time. Not all of the time, but some of the time.
They would cause, as a diabetic, they would cause my blood sugar to rocket. Yeah. Everybody's blood. So forget that I'm diabetic. Anybody out there that eats a hi-fi bar, your blood sugar goes straight up through the roof. First thing that happens is your taste buds go, oh, that's sweet. Sends it, triggers to your brain, releases endorphins, releases all of those lovely things, right? Our brain goes, The sugar rush, our body then takes in the sugar and it goes, whoop, there's an energy spike. So we feel good. So we feel great. Lovely, grand. We feel really good, right? That happens. Then our bodies take in the other bits and pieces of it, the oats, the fruit, whatever else it is that's in them, and starts breaking that down. While that's happening, because that takes a long time, so while that's happening, that slow release energy, our sugar levels go like a satellite returning from orbit.
Your body,
do you know what I mean?
Your body's then craving some more of that.
Because then your blood sugar dips so low, your body goes, low blood sugar, eat sugar, you need more sugar, because that's a natural body response, because we're not supposed to have artificial sugar, which is what it is. It's not natural fruit sugars. We're not supposed to have processed cane sugar is not a natural ingredient.
And this is another reason, not just down to Slimming World, but another reason why a lot of shops, obviously products that you'll buy when you go in the supermarket have sugar in, and there's probably, you look at it and you think, why is there sugar in this product? There shouldn't be sugar in it, and it's because they want you to keep buying it.
It's addictive.
Yeah,
it's pernicious.
It is.
Pernicious.
Yeah.
Pernicious. That's the word I think my brain's going. It is evil. It's part of their evil mastermind plan. But anyway, Slimming World is part of that. Yeah. Right? Got to say it. They are part in the same way. Facebook is an evil company. We are their product that they sell. They sell our information. We all know this. That's why it's free. Same here with YouTube. YouTube uses us as content creators to sell adverts to a company to sell shit that you don't need to you. Yep. Lego, plastic shit that's going to end up in the environment for many, 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 many years. However, it's kind of reusable and I can get my head around it just. On an environmental impact, but all of these companies want to keep going and make money. Slimming World is no different. If they taught us the education and how we can eat healthily for our bodies, nourish our bodies and have better, healthier lives, they wouldn't be in business for 50 plus years.
I mean, I don't know if anyone else would know the percentage of people that actually get to Target and stay there. I think it's a very small amount of people. Maybe I wouldn't even say it was a quarter. I don't know, maybe even less than that.
But because there's also a reason for that. Our Target window is only £3 either way.
Yeah. So.
Well, we know for those of you that have Star Weeks, you can gain and hold more water than that on a Star Week. You know that. If you haven't had, if we haven't had a poo for a few days, if we've been a bit bunged up because we've had too much fibre or not enough fibre and too much protein, that can be more than £3. So whatever you're doing in your Target, it's really hard to maintain a set weight, which is why we hear from Target members it's hard to stay in that Target zone. Again, it's made theoretically possible by £3 either way, but you have to completely work the plan as a Target member every single day to maintain that. That would not be the case if Slimming World was wanting us all to be as healthy as humanly possible. It's made that way because people will fall off plan, have to go and pay back another thing, right? They'll have to go and pay something else, pay that week to get back in
again, unless you've got a thing out of a magazine, a little voucher.
If they stay at group as a Target member and gain more than £3, the next week they've got to pay, and then they've got to work the plan to get back into the diet range, into that that
I say,
£3 either way range.
Unless you set your target and change your target,
Yeah.
you know, yeah.
But again, it's all part of a business model that does work. The problem is for us, as much as I hate the corporatization and the way that the business side of it is, I accept that because the plan bloody works.
Yeah.
That's the annoying thing, isn't it? So the last question we had in advance from Kimberly. Kimberly down south says, do you think the extra sin amounts are enough or not enough? Do you think having varied daily sins from day to day is good instead of having a same set amount every day? I think we kind of covered that. But I think that the varied sin amount, I think you mean in terms of like when you first join and you're heavier, you get more sins. I think that does make sense because you're, what is it?
Was it if you're over 18 stone, you're going to have, like I say, if you're over 18 stone, was it if you're 20 stone, you can have 20 sins if you're female. But obviously it's slightly different.
I don't know. It's
if
in our
you're
books,
male.
which just happen to be
Yeah.
here.
All of it
Losers
comes
Club
down
badge.
to how much we weigh when
It does.
we join.
It does, and it is one of those things that it's a good job we're getting our books out. It's
Yeah.
nearly way time. So it is one of those things. Let me just have a look in the back of the book because it does say it on the plan. I think it's one of those things where if the plan, right? If Slimming World was a fully individualized health plan for each one of us that was unique to us and individually created and curated for each individual, then it would make sense to have different sin amounts because you would have, instead of having unlimited free food, which we know isn't unlimited, but instead of having this, they would say try and have 80 grams of carbs per day or 100 grams of carbs per day. Protein. Yeah. We know, because Jane covered it, that there is a... you're supposed to have, is it 1 to 1.2 grams of protein per pound of weight that you are?
Yeah, so for me, I think mine was like, between 70 something to 150. So there is like a big, like different amounts, obviously, and it's up to you quite how much protein that you have. But so, if you look it up online, it will tell you online.
As far as the sin allowances on Slimming World currently, it says for women up to 16 stone, it's 5 to 15 sins a day. Yeah. For men, 5 to 25 sins a day because for some reason they think that men have more muscle and burn more weight because, only men do the big manly outdoor jobs.
Yeah.
Misogyny. Anyway, up to 20 stones, you can have 5 to 20 sins a day if you're a woman, 5 to 30 sins if you're a man. As a trans couple, we've often questioned where should we be with that?
Yeah.
Like, do we go with our body chemistry now, our body chemistry when we were born? If we go with our body chemistry when we were born, then I was 2.5 bags of sugar, so I was like 5 or 6 pounds or whatever it was, not even 6 pounds when I was born. So in that case, I'm not anywhere. I shouldn't have any sins because if we go by what you were at birth, I was a baby.
No sins for you then.
But if you're over 20 stones, it's 5 to 25 a day if you're a woman and 5 to 35 a day if you're a man. So there is different amounts.
Did we have any?
No,
I don't think I've ever.
We've always done 5 to 15.
Yeah. Yeah, always.
And we've always said, because the consultants always say, you're 5 to 15 sins. And we've always said, well, actually, I'm allowed this many or I'm allowed that many. In theory, I don't know about you, but I am over 16 stones at the moment. I'm not over, I'm up to 20 stones. Yeah. So I should be allowed an extra 5 sins, 5 to 20 sins a day. Because it's up to 16 stone. And then from 16 to 20, which is the bracket I'm in. Yeah. And you're over 16 stone at the moment, so you should be having 25 sins a day. And you barely have your 10. Anyway, interesting questions. Thank you, everybody. And thank you for asking some questions.
I said another thing as well is if people think that by not using your sins that you're going to do just as well or even better than you would have done if you'd used them, well, it could be that if you don't use them, that you might be under eating and not eating enough calories.
Yeah. Audrey Shaw, when you first started Slimming World, you had 25 sins and made sure you had every one every day. Yeah. Alan, you had 35 sins a day when you started, but aimed to never go over 15. A lot of people do.
Yep.
A lot of people think that as well.
Yep.
The Duchess of Oak Trees, you heard about flexi sins, but it's very much under the radar. It is these days because it's that hangover from the old count all your sins, have all your sins
That's
in
it.
one blowout day, and then not have any the rest of the week. It doesn't work long term for people.
But I said as well, do you not think that? I honestly think that most of Slimming World was there for people that would go on holiday, and they would go on holiday and they'll go all inclusive, and they'll have a big blowout while they're away, and then they come back and they go, right, I'll go back to Slimming World and I'll get my weight back down to what I was, and then they go on holiday again, and then they keep doing that. And I think a lot of the plan is for people like that.
Or people like, we've got a lovely member at our group who is flying through the plan. She's doing amazing. She had a baby probably a year ago, maybe less than that. And she's now losing, whether it's the baby weight or what, but she's now losing.
Two months or so, two
or 3
months,
or 4 months. Yeah, not very long.
Yeah,
and she's
doing really
got
well.
Loads of awards already.
Yeah,
She's doing
she
really
is.
amazing. Just had a message from the Empress, who says, I think the Slimming World podcast fortnightly, which is members only, is educational. Plus, we are grown-ups and we can research nutrition on the net. I do believe that.
Yeah.
However, I also believe very firmly, Jane, that there are people that go to Slimming World who think Slimming World will have all the answers and might not have the capacity to do that research on their own or to understand it. Now, again, that's no knocking anybody, but you do have to have a certain... you have to be in a place of intellectual privilege, put it that way, and an educational background that allows you to understand the glut of nutritional information that's out there, and to be able to pass through this information and that information and work out what may be fact and what's a company trying to sell you a different plan. And it is very, very difficult online to know what is true. And again, you've got to have that educational privilege to be able to work out with critical thinking what is true and what is
as well as that
baloney.
Some people they just want the easiest plan possible. They don't want to have to look all these things up. They just want someone to tell them what they need to do, and they follow it. And right, I can have this amount of this and I can have that, and right, if I stick to that, I'm going to lose weight. But
because you're 100% guaranteed,
people start to lose weight quite a bit when they first join, but it does slow down, and that's when people get a bit disheartened, and then something happens and they're like, oh sod it, this isn't working anymore, so then they fall off plan, and then like say a few months or so later they come back.
I don't know if this is for public, but Jane does say, God help us if we had to rely on Slimming World consultants. I know, right? Isn't it?
I said I don't call them consultants personally. No. They are group leaders. That is all they are. They can't help you with anything.
Lisa J says, the issue with Slimming World for you is the ethos of eat as much free food as possible. That is still amounting in a lot of calories and leads to people like yourself to overeat. It should be eat as much free food until you are full. However, for a lot of us that have food addiction and other issues around that signal doesn't get to our brains anymore.
And as well, if you have the app on your phone and you do look at it and you look up foods on there, it will tell you that certain foods are unlimited, and they should change it all, because it's not true.
You also say that you need to educate ourselves in order to nourish our body, and you can't do that on a plate full of free carbs along with speed. I agree. A third of your plate with speed minimum.
We always
and
try
protein and.
But we always try and put a half on our plate, just fill our plate.
And put it in the food we're eating as well.
And then as well, usually, I know it sounds a bit bizarre, like people like to eat a bit of everything on their plate all at the same time when you're eating. We tend to try and eat our vegetables and stuff first before the other parts. So if you get to a point where you're full, you've eaten all of the lower calorie choices on your plate before some of the other stuff, which is higher calorie.
And you can always put your sweet potato on the side for later, or whack it in the microwave later or something.
That's it.
The Rivet said, you just got back in from work. Lovely to see you all. You agree with us that Slimming World is a business? Absolutely it is. Dormouse, Slimming World is a business at the end of the day. It's their financial interest to have you succeed, then fail, then come back, and to sell you products like Hi-Fi that keeps your sweet tooth. 100%. The Rivets say 100% agree. you do go to group for the community. I go to group partly for community and partly for the accountability, but also because I do like to have that element of knowing that I am with other people that also will have the similar issues to me in terms of food issues. This is wonderful. The Facebook group is wonderful. I adore. We plan never to not do these. If we ever go on holiday, you'll find us doing Losers Club from Spain or something.
I said it's a shame though that I don't actually feel the same when I go and get, when I go to group. It's not the same at all as this.
No, it's not, is it?
It really isn't.
Yeah. Deborah, they would charge a lot more for that degree of support. They would. John says, what I've started doing was to log the calories of what I was eating as well, because I could easily eat 1,000 calories worth of pasta and not even realise. We did that as well, but we then realised that we were under eating by easily 1,000 calories. Luke John did a couple of videos recently about under eating. Go and check out Luke John's channel, where you can under eat. By eating on plan, you can undereat because you're focusing so much on speed food and getting that weight loss that your body then goes into a starvation type mode. It goes into basically slows your metabolism down to not use the few calories you're putting in. And you've got to be aware of your base rate of calories, what your body maintains and uses every day. If you were just lying in bed, what your body uses to operate. And then when you add in that we are all moving around throughout the day, if you are, then what does that increase? And then also look at the calories you're putting in. As long as the calories you're putting in are 3,500 a week, less than the calories, or is it a day, less than the calories you're putting out, and it's got to be a week, then you'll lose a pound a week. It's a week.
Was it, or you got to do 11.5 hours of walking?
A walk in a week, which is a lot. Completely off topic, but Lisa, have you seen the new Back to the Future Lego set? I have. It's $22.99, $24.99 for the Batmobile one. It's one of the Speed Champions cars. Luckily, I don't like cars. I do like pop culture, but I don't like cars. So we do have a yellow school bus that Kimberly drives people to Slimland in. So if you need a pickup, but if Jane needs picking up, or if Byron and Craddock, then Kimberly will pick them up in her yellow bus, drop them off at home after they've gone to Slimland. That's how it works. But that's the only vehicles I've got. They are all here. They've all been picked up by the bus. Dormouse, they're also trying to corner the in-person market and the online. In-person does have a higher slant on the social element. It does. John says, helped you work out exactly what you should be having. Some things are higher than you'd have guessed. Yep, absolutely. Audrey says, it's not sugary sweet stuff for you. It's savoury, cheese and crisps. For you then, my darling, it'll be the fat that sends your little nubbin in the brain going, whoa, release that energy. It's the ... can't remember what it is, but it releases the endorphins and all of the sugar rush and the dopamine. It's all linked in with your amygdala.
I said one problem as well I have with Slimming World is that when people first join the plan, so you first join, you get you got to fill in your food diaries for 4 weeks. But I said if I ever wanted to go back and do a fabulous first week, and I look at my old food diary that I gave to the teacher, and they looked at it and made sure it was all correct, how am I going to know what I ate that day, apart from going, oh, it had tomatoes in it and some onion and something in it? What did I actually eat? And if you take some photos of your food, your evening meals or whatever you're having, whether it's every bit of food that you ever eat, and keep it in a little folder in your phone or on the computer. Because then I would have loved to have gone back and actually gone, that's what I ate, let me redo that again if I had an amazing weight loss that week or whatever it is, and redo it. But there's no way I could even remember what we ate apart from just every individual item that was on our food diary.
Yeah, but then you have to work out, right, so that says there 2% turkey mince and chopped tomatoes and onions. Right, so was that a bolognese? Oh no, there's no pasta.
I know, right, and there's some milk, and then I had cereal, and then I had, and it's like,
oh, I know what you had for dinner that day. You had chicken burgers with apricot wheat in the middle, ground up with apricot wheat, and on the outside of the chicken burgers you coated it in your milk, and then you add that with your crab sticks.
It was amazing, wasn't it?
On the outside, yeah, that's what you add. Yeah, no,
So
no, it's difficult. But what I would say is, do take photos of your food and then post it on the Losers Club by Beyond Authentic Health on the Facebook group.
Exactly.
Post it on there. I love seeing all your photos, and I love the fact that we can now share other people's photos as well. It's so good.
And if you know someone who isn't joined to our group, get them joining. Get everyone joining. Get yourself joining if you're not joined.
Exactly. And get people subscribing because, near that 2,500 target, we've got so much to give away on the target. It's going to be amazing. Karen says there's a lady in your group who's been at Target for 10 years.
Wow.
Today she fell below the £3 range by £1. Oh my God, that is dedication. Dedication, it's what you need if you want to be the best.
I say
and
it is,
you wanna
but
be
the thing is though, to start with, it is
Dedication's
easy
what
to
you
lose weight,
need.
but it does get harder as you go along.
If you want to be a Target member. Yeah, I know, right?
And like the thing about people have said about SP and, oh yeah, you should really do it. If you're having a bit of a, you're not losing so much weight, you should really do an SP week. I don't agree with SP. I really don't. I don't.
Not at all.
I just think you can either then overeat too much protein by doing it, not get the result you want, and then just feel like, well, I stuck to it. I was so restrictive that week, and I stuck to it, but I didn't see the weight loss that that you thought you'd get, and you'd probably lose more weight by just doing extra easy.
Yeah.
And just doing having a little bit more speed food.
Yeah, this is another thing that people need to take account of. Janet says, you've been at Target for many years till you hit menopause 4 years ago, and now you cannot get back there. It's so hard. It is difficult. And again, our bodies forever change. Don't forget, though, your target is your decision. If you go to Slimming World, you set your target. And you can set your target to whatever you are most comfortable at. So if you are not comfortable being the weight you are and you want to lose weight to feel more comfortable, set your target accordingly. Yeah. If you are comfortable where your weight is now and you're within a relatively healthy range and you are struggling to lose any extra weight from where you are now, it may well be that this is where you are comfortable for now. That doesn't mean it can't change later. It doesn't mean you can't give yourself a target to get into for summer or whatever else you want to do. But if you are comfortable with where you are, you set the target with Slimming World. This isn't, unless you're like us and you've got BMI targets to hit that have been put in place by the NHS so that you can have surgeries. If that is the case, then that's a whole different argument. But if your target is just, oh, I want to get back to 10 stone because I was really healthy at 10 stone. Okay, you were 10 stone 32 years ago. How likely is it that you're going to be able to get back to that size?
And as well,
you've had 3 kids since then. You're in the menopause. You've done this, that and the other. You've now got a very different lifestyle to 32 years ago. How realistic is it you're going to get back to that?
But also, every year as you age, you then need less calories.
You do.
So your body over so if it was like 10 years ago or so, or whenever you did an absolutely amazing Slimming World, and then some years later you go, right, I'm on the plan again, right, this I know how to do it, and you're not getting the same results, is because you would have needed a lot more calories 10 years ago than you do now.
Yeah. Because everything slows down, metabolism slows down, everything. Basically, the universe is in a constant state of entropy. Look at me with all the big scientific shit, right? Which means we are slowly dying. That's what life is. We grow, we hit our peak, and then we slowly die. We deteriorate. That's what aging is. Our bodies deteriorate. We have wrinkles and things on our faces because our bodies lose the collagen, we lose that elasticity, our bone density grows less, our strength grows less, our muscles grow less, our heart grows, our brains deteriorate. It takes a long time for that to happen for most people, years and years. Some people it happens faster with health conditions and all of that, but we are slowly dying. Everything is entropy. Right? I know it's like really, really nihilistic, but because of that, your calorie intake when you are 25 and running around and super healthy, and you just get up and you can sleep all night, you don't have to get up for a wee. Oh my God, I miss those days.
You sleep within 5 seconds.
Oh, I miss those days. Being able to sleep almost next to a speaker in a nightclub because I was tired. Oh my God, I miss those days. These days, I hear 3 doors down, neighbour farts, and I'm like, what was that? What was that noise?
And also another thing is, if you are middle-aged or a bit older, the first things I would prioritise in my diet is protein, because if you're not eating, if find out what your levels should be,
1 to 1.2 grams per pound.
Yeah, by your weight, and it will give you two figures. So as long as you're somewhere in the middle and having a certain amount of protein every day, because when I came back on plan just over a year ago, I started losing weight in my knees. Like, I lost muscle. I think one of my knees, I lost a lot of muscle in one of my knees, so I had a lot of problems with it. And I've had to look at how much protein I have. And like I say, today we've done a ratatouille. I've put tinned beans and other things in it to make sure that there's plenty of protein in what we're having. Because if you're not, like I say, it's really important. Obviously, the more protein your body holds, the longer you will live. It helps lengthen your life.
But
as well,
there is a proviso and a caveat to that. Don't overeat protein.
No.
Because that can go the opposite way and you can hold on to a lot of weight. We've done that before, where we eat a lot of protein, very little speed, and then those weeks we haven't lost anything with our gains.
Where we tried to do SP, so it didn't work.
We'll just wrap up the comments on this bit, and then it is time to weigh in. So get your weigh-in results, everybody. Your consultant is amazing, Alan. Well, you're very lucky. We're not at all jealous. No, our consultant is lovely. She's found her feet now with the plan. She's fairly new, but she's found her feet with the plan. She's found her feet with the way the groups are run now. She's doing really, really well. She is lovely. She's a genuine, lovely person.
She's nice.
It's just she's drunk the Kool-Aid of Slimming World, which, you know,
but
it's her business, so you've got to. Janet, you go by the recommendation of the rice and pasta packets on how much to have. Yeah. Interesting. Kimberly says she'll pick us up in the yellow Slimland bus. That's
I know,
good.
right?
Karen says this Slimming World food diary is rubbish. It's just a list of ingredients. It is. You set up an Instagram profile specifically to document what you eat each day. That way, when you were struggling, you could go back and see what it was you had on a good week. That's an amazing idea. Yeah. The Rivets, you don't like food diaries. You refuse to fill them in. Me too. I did that. You did an online diary and forwarded it to our consultant. It had a better log, but it doesn't include. The thing with the online diary, you don't include, I had 50 grams of this low-fat cheese that was 70%. Oh, somebody asked where we get the Eat Lean cheese from. Eat Lean cheese from their website. Or from Morrison's.
You can Morrison's. I think Tesco's now do it. Asda now does it as well. If you get if you go for like the grated or like say or the block of cheese, if you get the blue packet, it's a 90% less fat cheese, and you can have up to 70 grams for one of your healthy extras.
Yeah. So, Alan says you didn't fill in a food diary either, even at the start. We've got so many rebels in it. It's why I like our community. We're full of rebels. I know, right? I was going to do that dun 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 dun.
No, when you get to the next week, like say you had your first week where you got weighed for the first time, so you sat in the session, and next week you turn up and they're like, you get to pay, and they're like, right,
have you got
your food diary with you? Well,
no.
Oh, that's bad.
I'll tell
Make sure you bring it next week, because you're going to get in trouble.
Okay, Dormouse. Dormouse has to go off and do Grumpy's observations and medication. Okay, my darling. Emma, in the spirit of the cult vibe, we go weekly with our fellow parishioners, pay them towards the new church roof, confess our sins, food diary, follow the Bible, but it's up to us to behave in the week. Absolutely. Yep. Yes, it is.
That's exactly
Absolutely. You made your own online food diary on WordPress. That's interesting, the Rivets. You agree, Slimming World diaries are sus. They're a little bit sus, aren't they? Yeah. They are. But it's just the way they're made. It's so that the consultant can easily see, that day you had extra portion of this or mackerel with oil that isn't on plan.
That is literally all it is. But you can't look back yourself and go, I remember exactly what I had on my plate and what I was eating, because it's just like a list of the foods and vegetables and whatever you ate that day.
It is. That is exactly what it is. Right then, if everybody is ready, it's time to get those scales out. Get your shoes and socks off. Well, not your socks. Get your shoes off. Get that jumper that's tied around your waist off. Take off those heavy earrings. That's just you, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah. Take your watch off.
Take your watch off, because that weighs at least 2 stone. Yeah. Make sure you ain't got your phone and keys in your pocket. That's you.
Yeah.
Yeah, got to take your car keys out your pocket
Take
because
your
it is
phone out,
time
take your-
to step on those scales. Are you ready, everyone? Let's get weighed. So then, everybody, weigh-in results. Who do you want to go first this week?
I don't mind.
You don't mind? Well, it's up to you. I can go first if you want.
If you want.
So then, as you'll know, if you were here last week I did a £4 loss over the 2 weeks we weren't a group. I was expecting a gain. However, I came with a £4 off, which was bonkers. I got Slimmer of the Week. I got to 6 stone, £5 off. And so I was £2 away from my 6.5 stone award. I then, this week, have been 100% on plan.
As normal,
as I always am.
Yep.
I've eaten, well, you've seen some of the food we've eaten. We've posted it on the Facebook group, Beyond Authentic Health, Losers Club by Beyond Authentic Health on Facebook. Oh, I keep plugging it. Yeah. So you've seen what we've been doing. By the way, if you are watching this, can you please do me a favour and hit that thumbs up button? That would be lovely. And if you haven't already, do hit that subscribe.
I said it all helps us, other people, find our channel.
It does.
And, yeah.
And when you watch any of our pre-recorded videos, if you can also give us a hype.
Yeah, that's a new thing.
That's a
isn't
new
it?
thing. You slide the comments
It is.
that way, and there's a hype thing, and it does a
Why do
thing
you do it that way?
on the
Or
thing.
does it this
I
way?
don't know. It's like when people say
One
about
way.
swiping on
One
Tinder.
way or the other. Yeah.
I've never been on Tinder. I met you 10 just over 10 years ago because it's our
What's
10-year
Tinder?
anniversary. It's one of those dating site things. People go, you swipe.
Yeah.
And you swipe one way to say you're cute and the other way to say you're ugly, basically.
Oh.
But I don't know which is which because I've never been on it. So it's a bit like that on this, where on the YouTubes, you move it one way and you'll get a hype button thing and then you can press that and it does a thing.
Oh.
Anyway, so this week I got on the scales, completely on plan week. Everything is normal.
Yeah.
Bit stressed this week. In fact, a lot of stress this week with helping, looking after you, looking after my eyes and everything else that was
All
going
of
on.
that stuff.
And I did come in with a gain of £8. And this was my reaction.
You are a medical mystery.
Huh? So
Same
I've had to
week
give
as
back.
normal.
Yeah, I've given back. Or I haven't, but I have taken down my 6 stone award from the cupboard. I've put the 5.5 stone award effectively over the top of it. Actually, is what
Yeah.
I've done. So that I am no longer £2 away from 6.5 stone and within 2 stone of target. I did say, didn't I? Now, I am being 100% honest. There is no BS, no lies, no
I
nothing.
said it is times though where you get up, you're going to go get weighed and you're like, oh, my clothes feel really loose. I feel like I've probably done all right this week.
Yep.
That's the usual thing that happens when we don't get the result we want.
Yep. Absolutely. And I have no idea. I said last week I was within 2 stone.
Yeah.
And because I'm within 2 stone, I've got to be careful because this is my self-sabotage zone. I have not done that. I can tell you hand on heart, categorically, look into my eyes, look not around the eyes. I am 100% on plan this week.
Yep.
I've had loads of watermelon. I've probably eaten less sins worth this week than I have done the week before.
Yeah.
I've had some of my little lentil crisps that I have for 3.5 sins a bag. They're even 71 calories, not 66. So I'm counting them as 3.5, not 3 that I used to count the other brand. So I've accounted for all of that.
Yep.
£8 on. Do not understand it. It's just the way my body
no
works. And I
sense,
said that in group, didn't I? Because I said, I'm okay. Like, it's not going to throw me off plan. I would have done previously. This would have been one of those things where I go, F this plan, F this. It's completely stupid. I don't understand it. Why am I bothering to do this? Why am I not eating food that I like? Whereas these days I eat the food I like and I like the food I eat. It just happens it's all on plan. It would have thrown me off, wouldn't it? And we would have ended up with a takeaway because I would have pulled you off
Was it they
plan.
were talking in group about how the seasons are changing and the weather's changed and that people are not doing what they were doing like they would have done in the summer.
Yeah.
And one of the things is obviously people are not moving as much, or not going out for walks as much when the weather's really bad or really dark outside.
If anything, I've moved more this last couple of
Yeah.
weeks because I've been
Yeah.
looking after you, because I've been doing
Yeah.
the things that I'm like, no,
But-
don't do that. I'll do it. No, I'll do that. No,
But
I'll
it's
do that.
just that, yeah, it's just your body. And
Yep.
the only reason though these change, like this has been happening, it was when you started getting the symptoms.
When the
back.
cancer came back.
And this is like before that, you were just having consistent
Yeah.
losses.
Yeah, and it is. The book does reflect that.
Yeah.
It is the largest gain I've had in a year of being on plan. It is completely out of the blue.
And the last time the £9 one, that
The
was
£9
when you
I had was a
lost.
loss.
Yeah, that was a
So
loss.
I have no idea where that's come from. I can only assume I have been eating some prunes this week, because making sure that they do their job. I haven't overeaten them. I use them as a healthy extra B. I will have a packet of prunes, which is normally 3 days worth in one sitting, to make sure that it clears me through. But then I won't have any for a couple of days to balance all of that out. And I don't eat all my sins. I normally have about 9 to 10 sins normally. I think one day I had 14, which is standard for me. So there you go. No idea. We'll see what happens next week. I am going to give myself the clap though. So because, yes, hit the little clap, because I am refusing to let this knock me off plan. I've got the Halloween candy in the kitchen.
But like we always say at
It is
Group,
what it is.
we just keep going because the weight does drop.
Yep.
It's just not the same every week.
No,
And that's
no.
it.
And it's just, my body is very odd at the moment. Whether it's a cancer reaction, whether it's a stress reaction, whatever it is, this is not in the same way that I did not celebrate when I lost £9 for eating the same food as I was the previous 3 weeks, and then gained the next 2 weeks eating the same food as I did the week I lost 9.
Yeah.
I'm not.
That's it, isn't it?
This is not going to throw me either.
No.
Because if that £9 or £9.5 loss, if that didn't make me go, yay, look at me, I'm so wonderful, then this isn't going to make me go, oh my God, I'm such a failure. I'm such a horrendous person. I'm such a fat cow, blah, blah, blah. Not doing it. At the end of the day, I know what I've eaten. And this is what I said in group one. If you've eaten 100% on plan and you have not had a loss that you deserve, do not let it throw you off. Do not let it get to you. It will come good in the end. If I had eaten stuff and not written it down, or not told Ruffus or something else, if it had sent me off
Because,
in
like I
a
say,
2 stone
in
to
the
target
past, that sometimes that would
self-sabotage.
have happened where you just not tell me things and stuff.
But this time round, I've got too much to lose.
Yeah.
I'm not about to lose my eyesight. I'm not about to lose a foot to eat some chocolate, or to eat some crisps or whatever else, that would, or chips that's going to send me off plan.
Yeah.
No way in hell am I going to do that. No. So there you go. It's an £8 random effect. I got on the scales today. I am £4 lighter today than I was yesterday, according to our scales at home. No idea how or why or who, but that still makes me £4 heavier than I was last week. So I've got no idea what's happening. It is just my body playing up and doing weird things. I may be withholding water. I might need a more of a clear out. I don't know. I'm not worrying about it. I'm just carrying on. This is my lifestyle now. This is how we eat. We've got another vegan day today, as you said. We've got ratatouille and baked potato or something, jacket potato. We've got pasta today. So that's our carbs. It just is what it is. I am 100% on plan every single day. This is what I eat. This is how I enjoy it. The stuff on the scales, to be honest, I actually thought yesterday I was having a slinky day, and I thought, oh, I'm doing really well. I'm going to get my 6.5 award. I'm feeling really good about it.
Yeah. That's what happens, though.
So then, that was my result. So again, 100% not earned, same as the £9.5 off. But it's what it is. All we got to do is just go, okay, that happened. Doesn't make me want to do it doesn't make me want to do anything else. Doesn't make me want to go and eat burgers or chips or anything. I can't stand the smell of a chip shop these days. The grease makes me physically ill. I enjoy the food we eat.
Yeah.
And we eat the food we enjoy.
We do.
We do. So then, let's have a look at your results. Let's see, because hopefully you've all had a much more understandable result this week. Again, if you've eaten a ton of food and you've gained £8, well done you. You know where it's come from, right? If you've done what I've done and gained £8, then likewise, we are medical mysteries. You love this time of year, John, because it's soup time. It is. I am looking forward to the superhero book because that's the only book we haven't got. Karen, your husband's home from hospital after being in ICU for 3 weeks. Sorry to hear that, my darling. You missed Slimming Worlds for 4 weeks as the hospital was in London. You're 5.5 pounds heavier, but back on it now. In 4 weeks, you've only gained
really
5.5
good,
pounds. That is awesome. You absolutely get the clap, my darling. Wow. I gained more than that and I was on plan. That is amazing. Well done. A, the stress of having a partner in hospital, and B, having to go backwards and forwards and all of that. That is incredible. Well done. You mitigated what could have been a really, really horrendous time for you. The fact that you stuck to it and looked after your own health whilst also worrying about everything else, that is amazing. Well done, Karen. That you should be very, very proud of that. You should be more proud of that than if you'd come in with £2 off, because that could have meant that you were, seriously under eating. So you should be really proud of that result. Alan, £0.5 pound loss for you. Well done. Lucky, because I was terrible over the weekend before. This week will be 50-50 whether I lose or gain because of an afternoon tea and then another day off plan. Well, you know where it came from. So well done on your £0.5 pound off. Again, you know where it came from. I would say don't attempt to cut or down all your sins and do the whole I'm having a SP speed week, because it'll kick your body in the opposite way.
Keep going.
The rivets, you lost £2 this week. You weigh in tomorrow and hope to get that pound for the stone and also get to your bronze award. You've been walking 10,000 steps every day for the past 4 weeks. Wow. So you are right close to your stone award then. So let's get that one. There you go. Look, that's on screen flashing for you. That'll be yours next week, my darling. Yay. Well done to you. Angela Brown, a happy maintained. Well done to you, my darling. Maintains are good if that's what you're planning. Janet, you had £0.5 pound. You put 1.5 on for menopause week. Then again, my darling, you know where it comes from. Absolutely. I agree, Kimberly. Absolutely, it's good. You're not weighing in this week, but you're leaving to go home. Leaving soon to go home. You've got a 4.5 hour drive. Good luck to you, my darling. I hope you have a safe journey home. I really, really do. And yeah, let us know when you're back and everything. We've got a box to send to you, by the way, my darling. We have. And we're going to film the contents of the box that you sent us. We're going to do that later tonight, I think. John, you've had a pound gain. First time you haven't lost since July. Wow. That's amazing. That gets a clap. That's amazing, John. How many months ago is July? August, September, October. 3 months. That's like 12 weeks and you haven't had a gain. That's better than you.
I know, it is better than me.
It is better than you. You have every now and again, you have a little gain, don't you? Wow, that's amazing. No food diary for you either. £0.5 pound on this week, Lisa. Okay. Are you okay with that, my darling? You only get 3 hypes a week to use. I didn't know that. No. Debbie's World, you lost £4.5.
Wow.
I know, right? Look, we're acting as if we haven't seen her weigh-in video. Wow, that's good. 2 stone, £10. That is amazing. Well done, my darling. I know, Kimberly. I know. Yep, no idea. John, your current loss is exactly 3 stone. Well done to John. There you go. That is awesome. You get the clap as well. That's amazing. Yep, my body's definitely a mystery. Yep, it is Welsh Pam. All of our bodies are a mystery. It's amazing. Surely it's SWIP. What's SWIP? No, it's slops.
Slops.
Slimland
slips.
optional points.
Was it sips or slips?
Slops.
Yeah, we'll just call it slops.
Slimland optional points, because it makes about as much sense as a SWIP does.
Did you get your slops in today?
Yeah. What have you eaten today? Oh, I've had my slops. I've eaten the slops. So have you had your slop?
Not
We've
yet.
had our
No,
slop, yeah.
Not yet. I
We've
haven't
had
had my
5
dinner
slops.
Yet. I have my slop at dinner time.
I know you have your slop later, don't we? No, it's not throwing me off plan. Not this time, because this time this is not a diet. This is where I'm at now. This is not a diet, right? No. This is just how we eat now. We eat on plan. My body's going to do what it does.
It does.
I genuinely did not. When I got on the scales and I lost 9.5 pounds, I had the same reaction as I did when I got on the scales and gained 8.
But I said,
both times it was, huh?
The mindset that you have now is completely different than before, and people are like, "Oh, are you all right? Are you all right?" From it, like we're just doing the same thing every week.
Yeah.
Some weeks you get really good losses, and other weeks it doesn't happen, but we're just doing the same thing. So We just keep
Also,
going.
I do have to say thank you to Rufus for replacing my patch whenever it needs it, my hormone patch.
Yeah.
I am back on my hormone levels properly where they should be again, because I was a bit ADHD and forgetting for 3 weeks that I didn't put a patch on, or, you know, putting 2 on or whatever else. So at least those are in the right levels. So it could be a menopausal monthly type equivalent for me with a rush of hormone.
But I said,
Could be anything.
But one of the differences this time is that we have changed our mindset, the way we think about food.
The plan works. We work the plan.
But rather than the food just being, you know, unlimited and eat whatever we want, we actually think about what goes on our plate, what we're eating. Are these the lower calorie choices of our vegetables and fruits and things? And that's how we work the plan now.
Yeah. The only thing that's unlimited in our life is Alphabet and Glinda. Because they are unlimited. Together they're unlimited. Together they be the greatest team.
And it's going to
ever
be out. The second part's going to be out very soon.
November. I know, I can't wait. Can't wait. Before that, though, we've got a Lego trip to Sheffield to a Lego convention. And next month, we're also going to Manchester to the Discovery Centre.
Is it
which is for kids? We're going as adults.
Next Tuesday I go for my tattooing as well.
Yeah, you get your tattoos done next week. But we're going to Legoland, not Legoland, to the Lego Discovery Centre in Manchester, which is like children's place.
Hopefully
we go
I'll
with
be
kids.
a bit better by then.
Hopefully, because there's some rides I want to go on.
Yeah, I had my physio like 2 days ago, was it? And yeah, my neck seems to. My body seems to think now I have a frozen neck.
Yeah. I love this, Kimberly. Look at you with your big words as well.
I know,
Do not let it knock you off plan. Your body is not in a state of homeostasis, but it's not your eating plan. You 100% believe you've been on plan. Absolutely. I have 100%. You maintained this week, Welsh Pound, but you don't mind as you tend to look at it monthly. Well done for you. Again, healthy mindset.
But that is the best way to think about it.
It really is. We do normally 2 vegan days a week, maybe 3, depending on how many beetroot burgers we've got in. Audrey, another pound on for you. No mystery. You've been BE. Okay. No idea why you're doing it. You need some of your attitude. So, Audrey, unpick, and I'm not going to ask you to do it on the live, but unpick why that might be. What has been leading you to eat that way this past week? Is it that you've been hungry? Is it that you've been bored? Is it that you felt lonely? What is it that's caused you to eat that way? Because if you can unpick that and look at that and work on that, then it will help you to lose weight. Losing weight isn't something that is just about the food we put in our mouth. It's the psychological reasons behind it.
Is there any of those things that are like things that have a lot of sugar in, like that could have triggered you to make you feel more hungry, that you ate a bit more than you normally do?
Well,
because that can also happen, can't it?
Do you know what BE is?
Yes.
It's words that YouTube doesn't like using. It would rhyme with I can only think of minge seating.
But I said that there is, like I say, that, you know, I don't know that people like us, that there are a lot of us on Slimming World. I don't think there's that many. Like I say, we are maybe a third of the people maybe that are doing the plan. That obviously, you know, it's such a big change in our life to do this and to actually, you know, it took us a few times, like I say, to be where we are now and to try and educate ourselves a bit more about why we're doing it and the reason. Obviously, we want to be healthy. I don't want to lose more muscle and things like that in my body. Obviously, you want to be stronger, so you need to have like the right amounts of everything. But some things will, even in my obviously recent past, that I would have one wrong thing would have triggered me to be eating other things that I didn't want to eat, and now those things in my life I've had to completely exclude. I can't have them at home.
Yeah, but that's the other thing, Audrey.
Yeah, it's just
if
learning,
you were
isn't it?
Fringing, there we go. Look, John put fringe. If you were fringing, where was the food that you fringed?
Yeah,
because again, it's part of that mindset. If you don't allow it in your house, then
Yeah.
It's not going to be as temptation.
Yeah.
For me, the Halloween sweets we've got, that isn't food for me. It's not food that I eat.
No.
In the same way, you like spicy chili sauces
Yeah.
and red chili, this, that, and the
Yeah.
other. You like things like that.
Yeah.
I can't eat it.
I would
I
rather have
cannot
that, though.
eat hot chili sauce would blow my head off. I cannot eat it.
Rather have that than things indoors that have got a lot of sugar. Like I used to
Yeah,
be
but
like.
what I'm saying is, though, that hot sauce is yours. It's not mine.
No.
I can't eat it.
No.
I can't eat the sugary food that I've got in the kitchen either. I can't eat it.
No.
Theoretically, I can. It's like fudge bars and whatever else it is. But I can't eat that because it will make me blind, make me lose a foot, take me off plan. So for me now, that isn't food. It's not something I eat. It might as well be Tabasco hot chili sauce because I can't eat it.
But
It's
I
not
said
mine.
if there's a way that you can't have naughty food indoors, for us, it means that if that food isn't here indoors, we've got to get up. If it's late in the evening, we've got to get dressed. We've got to literally physically leave home and go like 15 minutes or so to the shop to buy that said thing and eat it. But by the time we've actually thought about it, it's normally enough to go, oh, actually, I'm not going to bother. I will just have that instead.
You get over that temporary craving,
And
you go, oh, I've just had a piece of watermelon. That hit the sweet fix
and
or
that,
whatever.
I think, has been the biggest change that we have done.
Yeah,
moving forward, and that works for us.
absolutely, it was.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. Liza, excellent attitude and approach to a game. It's not always the number on the scales. I felt slinkier and better for it. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
John, before July, it was up and down. It happens. Deborah Price, you lost 1.5 to get your One Stone Award. That's amazing. Hang on, here we go. Let's flash it on screen. Not flash it. There you go. That is your One Stone Award on screen, my darling. It's taken you since June, but nearly at target. Wow. 1 stone since June is really good. Well done. That is awesome. Liza J, you lost £1 to get to your 4 Stone Award. I've got one of those here as well. Well done to you. That is awesome. I think that also deserves a big clap. And a wow. 4 stone. Well done to you, my darling. That is awesome. Really, really well done. That is a lot of effort, isn't it? A lot of effort in that. Well done to you. That is awesome. John, once the mindset shifts, it becomes it changes everything for sure. It really does. You think again is what it is. You know that you've eaten, and sometimes you know why, and sometimes you don't. Just remember, fridge pickers wear big knickers, stay strong, and wear a thong. I don't like thongs; they hurt my bum. But yeah, your first thought was fringe, John. This is it. You see. You're obviously a good, God-fearing Christian boy.
I do need to buy smaller underwears as well.
You're going to buy thongs?
No.
Yeah, hoping things are better in that regard. Yeah, I hope they're better. You're the largest in your group. It doesn't mean, my darling, listen, I was the largest in my group. In fact, I've always been the largest in the groups until fairly recently.
I was the largest in the group.
No, I was the largest in the
group.
No,
I was 29.5 stone.
You were, and then all of a sudden you lost a ton of weight, and then I was the heaviest one in group. And now there's a few people that are bigger than us because we are along our journeys. But again, it doesn't matter.
But you still, like I say, when someone new walks in the door, we don't go, oh, look at them. We're
oh my God, that person's so big.
Well, no. It's good to see other people starting their journey, and that's where we were.
Also,
quite a while ago, a year ago. So yeah,
my target could be where I am right now. Nobody knows what our targets are.
No,
you could walk into group a size 28 and want to get to a size 24. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah, that's fine. You can
if
set
that's
what
you
target
want to do.
you want.
It's your target.
Yeah,
and it's all about, for me, it's all about people feeling okay in their weight. We've got BMI targets to hit. I nearly said TMI, but same thing.
I said a lot of people do set little mini goals, and then as you go, you can then reset it until you get to the point where you're comfortable.
John says you had to stop buying crisps in for yourself because you'll eat the whole pack. Yeah. Audrey, you went out and bought it specifically to do that. Never when I do a weekly shop because hubby helps unpack so he sees what you buy. Then you know what you need to do, my darling, is you need to be fully fessing up to hubby every night.
Yeah.
Every single night. We used to do that, didn't we? And I would say to you, I've binged, I've done this, I've done that. Oh God, I use that word. YouTube's going to hate the channel now. Yeah. But you would say, I would do that and then say to him, this is what I did earlier.
Yeah.
What's got me out of that mindset is the fact that all I was doing each and every week was poisoning myself, right?
Yeah.
The food that we overeat is unlikely to be broccoli. It's food that we know
You say
is high
sometimes
sins.
it's beige food. You call
Beige
it, is
food,
it
yeah, beige food.
like
Pastry
stuff, and
yeah, bakery items, all of
Yeah.
that, the cakes, the phyllo pastry, puff pastry, you names it, all of those things. For me, it's beige food. It's not for me. I don't like it. Well, I do like it, but I can't eat it. And 9 times out of 10, it isn't gluten free.
Yeah.
If it was gluten free, it's tons of sugar. I don't want that in my life anymore. No. But for me, I had to consciously work out, why was I fringing that food? Why was I fringing? Why would I have that reaction? What was it that I was doing?
I think
normally it's because I was
it was
bored, or very much because I was lonely,
or because we was eating the sugar and it makes
Yeah.
you feel hungry.
yeah. But again, it's that addiction thing.
Yeah.
If it's sugar, then you know full well, you eat that first chocolate bar, you're going to eat all of them. You eat that first biscuit, you're going to eat all of them. If you are somebody who has that addiction, that is what it's going to do, because you get that sugar spike and then you just eat the rest.
Yeah.
I've been where you are, Audrey. I used to go out and buy a carrier bag full of food, nip over the shop and post a letter. I'd buy a carrier bag full of food,
And hide it from me.
eat most of it or half of it on the way home, and hide the rest from Rufus, so I would binge it later. Oh, I used it again. I would eat it later on, overeat it later on.
And then
right?
I find all the packets.
Yeah. What got me out of that habit is literally looking at it from a health perspective and going, I love myself more
Than what you
than
was-
to damage and sabotage my life in that way.
Yeah.
For me, it was almost losing a toe and being told
Very close.
eye bleeds and I am potentially going to blind myself through my diabetes if I carry on.
Yeah.
That was the kick up the arse I needed. It really, really was, for me to go, I cannot do that anymore. I cannot do that anymore. So again, have a hard look at the reasons why. If you need to find counselling support, get some counselling support, some professional counselling support. Really unpick that.
Like I said, some GP practices, they don't help with a lot of things like that. But I think you can ask to be referred, can you?
You can be asked to be referred to counselling
specialists.
services.
Yeah.
And there is also, have a look for, what's it called? BEAT. It's a charity. The first 2 letters are, again, that fringe seating, BE, AT, and I can't remember what the AT stands for, but it is a charity that is designed for people with that mentality around food. It is very tough. It is very difficult. The thing is, the minute you go out to buy that food, you are sabotaging yourself. So if you can, try and catch that moment, because there will be there is a time delay between thinking I'm going to go out and buy that food to you eating it. You've got that window of time to say to hubby, this is what I've done. This is what I'm going to do. You need to take this away from me. If you are truly in the depths of your addiction, you may have to give your hubby your debit card and your any cash, so that you don't have that ability to do that, right? Literally treat it in the same way that AA and NA and the other anonymous groups treat addiction. If you are in the throes of it and you cannot stop yourself from going and buying that food, give the means of purchase to somebody else, so that you then have to ask hubby, and then tell your hubby, I am probably going to lie to you and tell you I need £5 for XYZ. The window cleaners come early. This has happened. The kids, I've done a sponsored whatever. I need £5.
I said in my past that I would go with somebody else. They would do their shopping and I would do my shopping in the same place. But because of the shame of it, I wouldn't pick up things that I shouldn't be having because my friend was there with me.
Yeah.
So is even that, or someone that you can go and do shopping at the same time, because that often helps as well. And I'd never pick anything up that I shouldn't really be having at home.
But we all know. I like what you've. I'm just going to jump to a question there. That good evening, Luke. Hello, my friend. You're in late, but you've been working hard. That's because you're in your chef outfit. Look, that's
very busy.
That's in your chef outfit.
Busy,
I know,
busy.
right? I've got you in your chef outfit because you're always at work, 24/7 almost. John says here. No, where was it? There we go. Eating in the car on the way home from the shop. Yep.
Yeah,
that's
the thing, yeah.
I've done that, and it's one of those things where it's very easy to be in that mindset of feeling that shame, which is why the RS is reducing shame, of feeling that mindset and hiding and lying to ourselves and lying to the people around us. It's an addiction. That I used to be a gambling addict. Again, did you hear that hesitation then when I'm admitting it? It's difficult. But I used to be a gambling addict. I got into a lot of trouble. Not as bad as a lot of people that used to go to GA did. But I know I have an addictive personality. I stopped that. Food then it has always been a problem. I've always had that addiction. It got 20 times worse.
And now we have Legos.
No, that's my ADHD-ness. That's my... Oh, it could be actually part of the addictive personality. Well, whatever, it doesn't matter. But I know if I started to have a problem again and get into serious mega debt, I'd give Ruffus my debit card.
Yeah.
I would change all the details on PayPal and everything else, and I would just be in that point of having to ask Ruffus to buy things for me with my own money. If I need to do that at any point, I am now self-aware enough to go, Ruffus, do this. It's why I'm not fussed about the Halloween candy being in the house.
I say it's one of the
reasons.
reasons.
Because I now know I can live with it and not be affected by it, if that makes sense.
One reason why we took all the shopping apps like on our phones off things like Uber Eats, Just Eat, all of these things. We took
and unfortunately, I still get emails from them and
but,
text messages, which I need to block. But yeah, it is. If that's what you're doing, take Uber Eats off your phone. Take, what's the other one? Just Eat and all of those. Get rid of them on your phone. Honestly, I know you say here your practice is useless. You've asked for help before. All you got was printouts from the NHS website. Have a look for BEAT. There is also contact 111. Is that 101, whichever the NHS number is. Contact the NHS and ask if there is overeating support in your area, because I know where we live in Leeds, which is a big, huge metropolitan city. There is a overeating support group in Leeds. There may well be ones in other places. Yep, Deb, look, disable phone tap, pay and delete food delivery apps. Absolutely. Again, Debbie, 100%.
And it's so easy to do. Just a few clicks on your phone, kind of like to order something. And just if they're not there and you're flicking through your phone and you don't see Just Eat and whatever, then...
Yeah. You have to treat it like any other addiction. If you are in that, and not just for Audrey, I'm honestly not singling out Audrey. I know there'll be a lot of people that watch us that are in that. Yeah, we've done it.
We've had
100
to take
times.
all those things off our
We've
phones.
been at Slimming World. We've been together 10 years this month, and in that time, this is what, the fourth time we've done Slimming World?
Fourth time.
And
so
this time, the fourth time is the charm, because it's finally clicked. We're finally at a point where our emotional damage from years past, we've done a lot of that trauma work, we've worked out, we're happy with ourselves, we love ourselves, we're doing all everything we can, and now we're at the point where our weight is the last thing we really need to tackle to get to us to a point where we have got those BMI targets under our belt, which we're going to do. It's no if not but or maybe.
As well,
we're doing it.
Knowing yourself enough to know that what food I can keep indoors happily, that it's stuff that I like, but not stuff that I like that much that I'm going to want all of it in one go.
Yeah.
And
stuff that satiates your pudding desire at night time.
That's it,
So
that's it.
We both have, I have non-dairy, you have dairy yoghurt.
Yeah, but that's why we tend to eat late, and it's because that would be the time where I would normally go looking for food.
Where you would fringe eat.
Yeah.
And again, it's that thing of We have a sugar-free jelly every day. One of the we make it into 2 into 4 pots. So we have that every day, which is 10 calories. We have a yogurt with some sweetener, and I put a bit of sugar-free flavouring in mine. We have that. And we have a bowl of fruit, and it's low sugar fruit. It's the low GI fruit. So we have watermelon or berries, speed food on Slimming World, we'll call it. We have that every night. We know at the end of our day, we have some sweet food to look forward to that we really enjoy. It is our pudding. I would rather have that than a slice of cake or biscuits or whatever else, because I really enjoy my yogurt. If I put some options hot chocolate in and it thickens it up, oh my God, I love it. It's so delicious. I sin my hot chocolate for that.
I think when you do stick to what we stick to, you appreciate what you have then.
You do.
And before, if I would have eaten things with lots of added sugar, I wouldn't have then looked forward to having watermelon. For now, watermelon is so sweet, and it's like, really, really refreshing.
That tickles your pickle and floats your boat.
Yeah, because now that I see that as my treat more than anything. And we had, I think, a few days where we didn't have watermelon. We had something else, some other sort of speed fruit.
It was just strawberries and berries and apple.
And then we were like, and
it's nice.
Sometimes because I don't feel hungry, I don't get the kind of hunger or thirst cues for me to drink more. So Lisa reminds me to drink more. But then having the watermelon, I'm also giving myself a lot more liquid.
Luke John says you're the largest in group, but you wear it with sass. I can see that from your videos, absolutely. Deb had to get rid of Too Good To Go. Yeah, all of the food apps.
Yep.
Can't be looking at it. Get rid of Olio. Get rid of everything.
I know some of them, they're not all just fast food. Some of them they do shopping, and you can just get your shopping delivered within a whatever time, but still.
Deliveroo. All of it. Don't do any of it. And the thing is, Audrey, one positive, you live too remote for any of the food apps to deliver it. That's a positive, but it's not doing you any good because you're going out and buying that food anyway. This is... Right, okay. Hang on. I'm going to do this. Right. Let's take everything off the screen for 1 second. Let's get rid of this, right? Here we go. Get rid of this, get rid of that, get rid of that. This is now just hang on, there we go, get rid of everything entirely. Come on, I didn't click the button, there we go, click the button. How much do you want to change that addiction? And do you really want to change? It's okay if you don't. If you're not there yet, that is perfectly okay. There is no pressure on you to get rid of that addiction. If you have reached your point where you have decided, do you know what? I need help. I need to get rid of this. I need to stop this. If you are at the point where you can genuinely, hand on heart, say that, and you are willing to do a ton of really super mega hard work, then you need to do that hard work. You need to treat this as if it was an alcoholic and vodka or whatever else. You need to get rid of all the food apps, give your husband the debit card, get rid of the option for you to be around any of that type of food, any type of food that you're going to indulge in. You need to not go out socially to the places that you used to go to. You need to regularly attend support groups. If that is daily, then you need to do that, whether that is online in the form of Facebook groups and like Slimming World apps and everything else. You need to reach out every which way. You need to find a buddy. You need to do all of these things. If that is something that if this is genuinely where you are, you need to get some sort of counselling support to look at the reasons behind it. You need to do all of this work. It is going to be a ton of work. It is going to take you. This is going to be the biggest hurdle probably that you're ever going to do in your life. Yeah. If you are ready to do that, then do it. Right? Let's do it. Let's crack on. I've been there. You've been there. Many people here have been there. But you've got to treat it like an addiction. If you're not there yet, if you want to have in 3 months' time, 11 weeks' time, 10 weeks' time, if you want to have mince pies, Christmas cake, Yorkshire pudding with your Christmas dinner, custard, all the little sweets, if you want that, then you're not ready for it.
I said for the last 2 Christmas we lost weight.
We did. We were on plan for Christmases, right? And the reality is, if the addiction is in control, you are not going to beat it if you're doing the same thing, right? Repeating the same action over and over again and expecting a different result is the definition of insanity, according to I was about to say Isaac Newton. It's not Isaac
just
Newton.
Damaging your body more
Einstein.
and more, and it's I say we planned at Christmas that we was going to have a mince pie and a few things at Christmas, and we only bought 1 pack of this and 1 of that, and we'll just have our normal a Christmas dinner, make it really nice, use the Linda McCartney sausages as the stuffing balls and all of that, and make it really good. So it's an unplanned Christmas dinner, and then maybe have a mince pie and a little bit of Elmley or something. But you know what? We got to the point where we were like, do we open this packet? If it's only like 1 for us, I thought then there's another 4 left in the packet or whatever. Do we do that? And we was like, actually, they're here, but I actually don't want one now. So at that point, we decided we're not going to do that. And I think we gave them to a food bank or somewhere, didn't we? We gave the stuff away, Christmas pudding and mince pies and something. We end up giving them to a food bank.
It is.
And it's just that change, just like you need to... It's just... And I think, for me, because of how much I used to love sugar... For me, it was just going cold turkey. No added sugar. Just come away from the added sugar and not have any of it. And I think after a week, I started feeling better. Yeah. And I stopped feeling so hungry with, like, my body would just keep telling me, I want sugar, I want sugar, I want sugar. And
the thing is, the reality is, my darling, if the addiction has got you over a barrel right now, you'll probably be thinking to yourself, oh, yes, I want to give it up. Yes, I want to beat this. Yes, I'm going to do that. The reality is, sometimes we tell ourselves that, all well and good. We get on those scales. We go, yep, I've got on those scales. Right, this is the week. I'm going to finally do this. And in a couple of days, it all goes off, and this happens and that happens, and all of a sudden, we're back in those habits.
Yeah.
To beat something like this, you've got to do that. It's not aversion therapy. What's it called? You've got to do that complete lifestyle change. And if you're ready to do that, then we will help as much as we can. As I say, we're going to be looking at a weekend live stream, an hour's like coffee chat with us. We've got the Facebook group there now as well. Come and join that if you're not already.
And if you don't want to
message,
if you don't want to message directly on the page, you can send us a message as well. If you
we're
want
not
to
counsellors.
Do that,
we're just 2 people that have been through a lot in terms of our weight loss journey and our battles. But if you equally aren't at that point yet, then don't beat yourself up about it. You are human. We all fail. We all have vulnerabilities. And if for whatever reason, if you still need to have those food habits, then do your best. Try and mitigate them. Try and, limit the number of times that you go and buy that carrier bag of food or whatever. Maybe the first step could be talking to hubby very honestly about what you did this week.
I think that's
probably
one of the hardest bits, is to be able to actually tell someone else,
because you're admitting you've got a problem. And that is it's the first step in any type of recovery, is to admit that you've got an issue and to ask for help. And that hubby might be your very first step. Hopefully he'll understand. Right, fingers crossed, my darling, for you. We are absolutely here. If there's anything that we can do, we're here to help. We're not such lovely people. We've just been there. We've struggled for years and years and years, and trust us, it took the threat of me losing my foot to make me go, oh, I can't do this anymore. Right, I'm never doing that again. It just isn't worth it.
But I said I can talk about myself like that. I've spent most of my life being very big, and I think you've also done a lot of similar things, and just been
fat since I was 17.
And now it's
16.
never having control of my weight, going up and down, but mostly up.
Oh.
Now it's a different thing, being in control and, you know, maybe having the odd tiny gain, but also a majority of my weight going down and being in control of what I'm doing, which is amazing. Just and not having control is like just so stressful.
But
not knowing, isn't
it's
it?
so freeing. I feel so free now. I am so less stressed because we don't plan what we're having. Like literally tonight, I had no idea what we were going to eat today. I forgot to get the chicken out the freezer last night because ADHD brain. I said to you, I promise I won't forget. I promise I won't forget. Fell asleep on the sofa, literally crawled from the sofa to the loo, then to bed, and then realised at 3-4 o'clock this afternoon, oh, I didn't take the chicken out, bugger. At which point, Rufus was already cooking through a ratatouille that we're having for tea tonight. And so what I'm saying is we don't forward plan and think all that way ahead.
We used to do it a week in advance at one point when we first started, didn't we?
But what we've got is a fridge and a freezer full of unplanned food.
Yeah.
So we just mix and match depending on what we're having. It is only recently that we've been able to do that. This last year that we've been able to do that. So honestly, we're here if we can help. Anyway, back to your weigh-in, Rufus. What happened for you this week? I know, I just realised we're way over time. But for you this week, my darling, you got on the scales. How was your week? Before we talk about what the result was, how was your week? Were you on plan? Did you have any slip-ups?
No, been on plan as normal. Same amount of sins. Obviously still recovering from a surgery.
On your neck.
2 days ago I had my physio and everything, which I'm now kind of a bit suffering afterwards, but I feel like I've got a bit of a frozen neck. But when I got on the scales this week, I've gone up 0.5 pound. But like I say, the 2 weeks before I'd lost 6.5. So considering I'm actually fine with that. Like I say, and it could be
you
that
gained 0.5 pound.
Yeah, 0.5 pound. It could be that my body's retaining a bit more water because I feel like there's a lot more inflammation in my neck at the minute as well. So I don't know. Like I say, it could be, but like I say, in all of 3 weeks, if I've lost 6 pound in 3 weeks, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
So yeah, like I say, it's just what we do. We eat the same things, and like I say, out 2 days before I went and got weighed, I hadn't done my body hadn't kind of done the usual thing.
Bowel movement.
And sometimes, like I say, our bodies don't know that we're going to Slimming World that day. No. And if, where I'm on a high amount of medication at the minute, I have to then take other things to help me go, to keep me regular. Otherwise, obviously, where my body has gone down a lot in weight, that before my body, I didn't need the extra medication to help me with that, but now now I'm a bit smaller. I think my body's that part of it's slowed down, so I have to take some extra things to help.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, like I say, other than that, I think all is good.
But you're now 2 pounds away from 1.5 pounds.
A pound and a half away from my 8.5
stone award, which is ridiculously.
But I'm sure, like I say, that will be next week.
It will be.
I'm sure.
So one thing we want to do, and I'm going to ask everybody to comment in the chat, if those of you that are still here, I know we've gone way over time today, but what we want to do is a new thing. We want to nominate a Losers Club Loser of the Week. Now, this isn't to do with weight alone.
No.
Okay? For a lot of people, you might have had a really good loss. For other people, you might have been posting lots of pictures on your food. Kylie, Karen, been posting tons and tons of photos of food. Julie Cacciatolo, loads of really good pictures of food and things. Luke, posting all the videos about what you eat. We want to do a loser of the week. Just a little moment where we can celebrate somebody. So, I think this week, I think I would like to nominate Audrey in the chat, because having been somebody who has really suffered and struggled with eating disorders in the past, to come and admit to a whole bunch of people online that you've gone out purposely, bought some food to overeat in that way.
It's
To
not easy
admit
to say,
that
is it? Yeah.
takes huge amount of awareness and courage. It really, really, really does. So I'm going to bypass the people that I had in my mind. Through this live stream now, I would like to nominate Audrey as my loser of the week, because, my God, my darling, that takes some courage, just admitting that you've had that problem this week. It really, really, really does. And I know everybody else is going to be like, oh, it's such a cop-out, Lisa, you're such an emotional whatever. No. I have been there, and I have been my head in the sand, like the ostrich. That was an ostrich. That was that.
Oh, was it?
Rufus showed me a Halloween costume of somebody in a black bin bag, hunched over like this with their hands out doing the ostrich.
They said it was the only thing that they could afford to.
Very funny. Very funny.
Costume.
You'll have to post that on the Losers Club Facebook page. But my loser of the week, I want to nominate Audrey. What about you? Do you have a loser of the week in mind that you would like to nominate?
Yeah, I would say Audrey.
You want to nominate Audrey
I think
as well?
it's just, it is just the admitting that, that there's things that you need to change to move forward. And I think that's just, not many people, like I say, would say it in,
on a live stream.
Yeah, on a live stream in front of a lot of people.
Absolutely. So I will, therefore then, we are officially nominating our first ever, unfortunately I haven't got a thing on screen yet, but our first ever loser of the week. So this has nothing to do with necessarily weight loss, but somebody who, to my mind, I think that is inspirational that you're able to do that, Audrey. You're able to say that you've recognized that this is an issue, this is something you've done this week, and you've opened up about it. To my mind, that absolutely deserves our first ever loser of the week. So again, where's my clap award? We'll put the clap on. I want to say, Audrey, that is, I'm feeling so emotional right now, I could cry. But seriously, well done for admitting that, and well done that you are so open about that on this stream, because the shame element, my God, that is really, I'm really emotional. I really am. I've been there. I know exactly how hard it is to talk about these things. So Audrey, my darling, you are this week's loser of the week. So congratulations to you. I know it sounds bizarre, but I want to seriously thank you for sharing that with us. And for everybody else, next week we'll have a different loser of the week. We will be looking at the Facebook post on the Facebook group. We'll be reacting to the live stream and the weight loss world in general. So if you are a YouTuber out there, it might be one of your videos that we go, oh my God, loser of the week this week is so and so, because this video really did affect us in a positive way. But yeah, Audrey, thank you so much for sharing that with us this week. Reach out to us on the Facebook if you're able to, if you need some support. Do please look at that BEAT group and have the best week possible for you, my darling. But thank you ever so much for coming and sharing that with us today. I do feel quite honoured, actually, that you felt comfortable enough to do that. But that's going to be it from us tonight. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. Do look out. I'll put a post up on Facebook and on YouTube about days whether you would like us to do a coffee and chat, or what
was we
chat
going to
and coffee.
put? We'll put a poll up or whatever.
We'll put a poll up for some days,
and,
but that we are available, and then we'll go by the majority to see what you all want. But thank you ever so much for being here, everybody. Thank you for joining us. And as Shao Beanfeast57 often says, we look forward to you seeing less of us next week. Hopefully, I won't have gained 8 pounds on plan.
Well, hopefully you'll do that and a bit extra next week, because your body,
I doubt it.
Your body is a mystery.
I'll probably lose £0.5 pound next week, and I'll be over the moon at that. I know, right?
I'll see. We just keep going.
We just keep going. There's no option. We just keep slimming. Just keep slimming.
That's it.
But that is it from us. And as we always say, whatever else you do, stay true to you, stay authentic, and
happy slimming.
Happy slimming. We'll see you very soon.
We will.
Bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Don't forget to do the YouTube things on your way out. We'll see you soon. Bye.